Hello, we are live. Let me just get this out of the way real quick. Yep, we are live. That is us.
It is.
Yep. Hey guys, we are back with another stream. Today we are revisiting an old friend by the name of Colin. He doesn't go by Colin these days anymore. He goes by Colin's World because it's his world and we're all just living in it. What do you think
Are you
is the
serious?
purpose for this rebrand, Jan?
Are you serious? I actually didn't know that. He rebranded? That's crazy.
Yeah, yeah.
Right. Okay. Again. Colin's World. Sounds like a Cartoon Network show of some kind.
I remind me of Bobby's World, if you're familiar with that cartoon.
Yes. Yes. I wonder if that's a reference. That could be. Listen, it could be an Easter egg. You never know.
Yeah. Well, let's wait until we let's see. Henry, hello all. E-Man, Colin. Yes, that is who we'll be responding to today. Uh yeah, so this video came out last year. It's almost the anniversary of it actually. The GOAT is live again. Thank you, that one reviewer. Yo, like Ryan's World. Ryan's World is like an interesting character. Have you ever seen the Ryan's World movie, Jan?
No, I have heard of it. I think is it the one like Asian guy or
Asian kid, but like it's
Asian kid?
weird.
Yeah. Okay.
He had like a an anime production studio work on it, like work on the animated portions of it. It's weird. It's a weird movie. But
Oh, I see the poster for it now. Yeah. Damn.
yeah. But another weird movie we're gonna get into is Deadpool and Wolverine. What did you think about Deadpool Wolverine? That came out last year, Jan.
Uh, I think it is absolute peak Kino of the highest order when Wolverine said it's Wolverining time and Deadpool said not before I Deadpool first. And then fucking uh, Captain America was Human Torch. I like literally shit and pissed myself at the same time. It was incredible. No,
So
I think it
true.
is like the most fucking slop factory line movie ever produced that is riding entirely on the charisma of the two leads.
Yeah, I agree. A lot. I remember at the time when it came out, a lot of people were saying, "Wow, the MCU is back. They're self-conscious. They acknowledge all of their problems, so that means we're back." It didn't solve any of those problems since then. It's kind of just
Yeah.
doubled down, but we're back.
Do you know what it is? I have the perfect analogy. It's the Boogie 2988 of Marvel movies, where like it talks entirely for like hours literally about I understand all of the things that I'm doing wrong, but I'm not solving any of them. It's just like, yeah, yeah, I have these problems. These are my issues. Look at all these issues that we're having. Isn't it so terrible that we're having these issues? But I mean, listen, fixing them is like hard and requires talent and effort. So I'm
Yeah.
not fixing that shit.
Anthony, Kino, how's it going? It's going good. It's going good. I just woke up after a long shift. And yeah, looking to spend some time streaming. But yeah,
Nice.
I feel your sentiment exactly, Jan. Um, it tries to be a fan service movie, but the problem is that a lot of the justification for its fan service are pretty stupid. It also just has the worst it continues this trend of having of telling a multiverse story in the worst way with the TVA. The TVA just fucking suck. I don't know if this is when the MCU started losing you, Jam, but that's exactly what started losing me with Loki. It's when they just said, okay, up until now, the MC nobody in the MCU has had free will because this not Shield organization on a multidimensional level has been very autistically making every character uh every character that matters anyway uh
Yeah.
making the decisions they want to make for some bullshit arbitrary reason.
Yeah, I think I think for me, because I actually saw Loki kind of later on because I didn't watch it on release. I think Falcon and the Winter Soldier is where they lost to me because of how stupid that was. But like yeah, it's worth pointing out that Loki and this movie are actually really similar if you think about it. In the sense that they have a very charismatic lead character who entirely carries any success that they have. Like I think it's still a common perspective to this day that Loki is like the one good thing they've made. Or like, well, I guess now, sorry, pardon. Now now the cope mechanism is for the first 2, 3, 4 weeks, it is the best thing they've ever made, and then everybody like it's consigned to the annals of history immediately, and nobody remembers anything about it other than like one or two clips. But I think
Yeah.
Loki is like the progenitor of that, where everyone is like, "Oh yeah, this is the one good thing. It's the one good thing," and it's like one of the I think arguably one of the worst things they've ever like written, at least consistency wise or like coherency wise.
I
I
mean,
know that's not a controversial take in like most people in sort of our circle, I'd say, but
yeah. Uh, yeah, it's like incredible how much that show damaged my investment in the MCU, because how little of how much it just ruins about this about my what I care about it. Uh,
in the previous material, I think is the big thing because the one neat thing about stuff that like typically about stuff that already happened is you can't retroactively make it like bad. But they like, especially with the earlier projects, they kept managing to find ways to do it, like to contribute this because I think the phenomenon was the same, but like on a smaller scale for me with Life Walking and the Winter Soldier, where it was like we are posthumously effectively like we're assassinating Bucky and Sam in real time, but we're also posthumously assassinating Steve and Tony because they
yeah,
apparently were both completely retarded and didn't, have any prescience at all for a world that wherein they might not be, which I would say is completely out of character for both of them.
yeah. They can't do uh forget like wider scale storytelling because we already know that they can't do that properly with Endgame. But they can't even get smaller scale stuff right anymore.
Yeah, and it's like worth always prefacing this with like, look, guys, the claim isn't that like the world building because this is often like the two defenses I see for it and like this movie chiefly is well, in fairness, the plot and the world building was never that strong in Marvel. It was the characters, and it's like or like two, it happened in the comics. So like to address the second one, I literally don't give a shit if it happened in the comics. It could have been shit in the comics. It could have been good in the comics. I would have no
Yeah.
fucking clue since
They
I've
ca-
not read that many comics.
they can't even use that excuse for the TVA because they don't exist in the comics. At least they didn't
Oh, that's good to
until the
know.
MCU. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, so there's that, and then the other thing is with the first one, it's so I mean, yeah, no one is, or at least I certainly don't think you or I are making the claim that the MCU was this flawlessly written, like Breaking Bad level, so to speak, series.
Hmm.
Um, but like the claim was always, oh, but like the characters were really neat, and if you think that, you know like either Wolverine or Deadpool in this movie are so like Deadpool is way worse than in either of his previous two outings. Wolverine I would
Yeah.
say is
He's out
also
of character.
generally worse. Yeah, I'd
Yeah.
also say Wolverine is generally worse than he was in any of the X-Men movies. Certainly in the first one. That's the one that I remember the most fondly because I think that's the best one? Question mark.
Hmm.
Uh, but like yeah, he was a lot more deep in that one. He's just like they've both just been flanderized to like that base concept of funny loudmouth. It's literally like a buddy cop movie, but
Oh,
with Wolverine and Deadpool.
yeah. Oh, yeah. Real quick. Henry says that the Time Variance Authority did it in She-Hulk in 2001, but they weren't used often. So they were just like a very obscure organization. Yeah, but it yeah. So they did like that, but like this like talk about like anchor beings, like incursions, all this bullshit. That's not really focused on in like the MCU at all. Or no, no, I mean Marvel Comics at all. So this idea of a canon events, all of this is just an MCU invention, and it's just like really frustrating that this is what they center around
Yep.
their whole multiverse storyline because it's all arbitrary bullshit and it's all unnecessary. And like biggest example of this is raised by CJ the Tall Poet. Kino, what were your thoughts on Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness? To me, it was extremely disappointing. Extremely disappointing is an understatement, CJ. It was complete dog shit, and it makes no sense. It not only assassinates several characters that it asks you to get invested in previously, Wanda and Strange, but it also contradicts multiverse rules several times because if the TVA exists, why were they nowhere to be found in anywhere in that film? Like there should be there if they are against incursions or like sacred universes getting fucked up, they should have been involved heavily in that film, stopping shit, but they didn't. Like Wanda is just it should be the incursion antichrist, right? She's just going in, killing people willy-nilly, using the dark hold, uh like just fucking up,
She's
mucking things
arguably
up throughout the
committing
multiverse.
she's arguably committing like the actual worst like crime you could conceivably commit, like possible,
Hmm.
or like among them. Because I mean, she's invariably like her objective is to enslave the multiverse, and then her alternative, what is actually happening as a goal, like as a consequence of her pursuing her goal, is she's destroying the entire multiverse. So she's trying to enslave everyone, but she's killing everyone, which is like, you know,
Yeah.
fucking like yeah, and this is like again, it's important because when you talk about this with Van Ormies, in some ways, like it's just I think people really need to like because I will tell people like I think that Loki and Multiverse of Madness are among the like in terms of writing and like consistency and like the ability to like effectively plot out a story and character work. They're like actually some of the worst movies and series, like the worst movie and TV show like yet created by man. But people
Hmm.
like don't want to accept that because oh the acting is good and oh the visuals are kind of neat, and things like that, right? But like
Yeah.
yeah, man, just because a movie or a series costs a lot of money and made a lot of money, doesn't mean it's good in any meaningful way.
Yeah, I swear, like the more times you watch Multiverse of Madness, the more you find things to criticize. Like even if you ignore, like Wanda aside, there's also America Chavez. She's an incursion. Her power it inherently makes her an incursion, and the
Well, but she's
TVA has never been
special,
after her.
so it doesn't.
I still can't get over that character. Like she's literally uh she's literally an illegal immigrant whose power is to border hop.
And they called her America. Well, I guess her name in the
America
comics is America.
Chavez.
I imagine she might be a better character in the comics. I have no clue, but like in the movie, she's really annoying. Like even like absent all of that like funny consideration, she's just a really like if I was to be super kind, I would call her extremely generic and like she's like the boring cookie cutter like optimist young sidekick to the cynical genius. Like she is Rick from Rick and Morty, and or like that kind of an archetype. If you know what,
Hmm.
not Rick, fucking Morty. Fuck it out. Strange is supposed to be Rick, but yeah, she's Morty from Rick and Morty. She's like Marty McFly. She's obviously not saying that Marty McFly is boring. He's a really cool character. He's like a way how to execute that archetype properly. Um, but like she's incapable because of the writing to ever escape that kind of consignment. Because yeah, her point like she's almost more of a plot device than a character in some
Yeah.
ways. Um,
Anthony says, Jan, America Chavez is a great character in the comics and the Marvel Rising series. I had to push back on that somewhat because I remember her solo series being complete dog shit. May, yeah, she's probably she probably has other better stories, to be fair, but that solo comic series is such shit. There was this one uh there was this one fan letter uh pushed by the author by the creator of the run, and she was like, "Look at this wonderful comment, and this is and Chuds think people don't want to read, and then when you read it, it's like it's actually an incredibly mocking it's mocking the series. It's incredibly sarcastic, and
Yeah.
that people realized and people found out that, oh wait, this is someone from 4chan trolling the trolling the author. This is real. You can Google that and find that
I
out.
kind of want to look at that. Yeah, fucking hell. Uh, yeah, and I find it like also very funny with the whole because like with comic books, it's number one. I think it's recency is important because I mean the quality of writing for comic books, as I understand it, has down like is considered to broadly have gone downhill. Um, but yeah, like the other thing as well is I think you kind of hit the nail on the head with the problem being also it's extremely centralizing to the storyline, the multiverse stuff, because in most comics that like leverage the insanity of this caliber, like I'm thinking like I was more of a DC guy growing up, but like Crisis on Infinite Earths and shit like that. Like they have a lot of nonsense in them, but it's more as a facilitator for character stuff to occur rather than like the primary focus, right? So it's
Right.
easier to ignore it. But in the MCU, it's just like every single character has like that characterization is irrevocably tied to the multiverse shit, and it's
Hmm.
incredibly frustrating. Um, like this movie is an example of because they have the whole it's an anchor being, and I understand why because they feel compelled to have an explanation, which I guess is a good intuition as a storyteller. It's definitely not a bad one, but it's like, man, this would be so much better served if it was just like, okay, they happen to be in an alternative universe and they're going on an adventure together, rather than it has to fit into this grander narrative, right? Like this might even be better served as like a standalone production that's not tied to the MCU. Um, but like it has to be, unfortunately, because we got to make the money.
Yeah. Yeah. So
But anyway,
with that
come to
being
find out, you
said,
were wrong,
yeah,
and Madvocate is also wrong.
with that being
Sorry, go ahead.
said, let's look at Colin's response to Madvocate, who some of you don't know is another YouTuber similar to us. I would say like he makes pretty great high quality videos, like tearing certain shows and movies apart. He's he's well known for his Flash series, uh, his CW Flash series, where he points out all the various problems with it. And there are many. There are many. So yeah, definitely think highly of him. Uh, but you guys know my thoughts on Mr. Colin, Mr. Copen Colin. He needs no
Colin's
introduction.
world.
Yeah.
He's
We're,
could he be
I'm
considered
not,
in
I'm not respecting that name. I'm dead naming Colin.
naming
World,
Colin? Oh no.
Colin's World. Blah, what was he talking about? But yeah,
Yeah.
let's get started with it.
So, a
Yeah.
YouTuber who some of you may have known
All
named
right.
Madvocate made a video a couple weeks ago saying that Deadpool and Wolverine is a bad movie, and I thought the criticisms that he put onto the movie are really bad. And the only thing he really does in the video is criticize certain parts of the
Just as
plot
an
and
FYI, on my end, you're still screen sharing the stream mirror
Oh
of the
shit.
actual video.
Oh
All
shit.
right,
Sorry.
now we're there.
No, let me restart. Also, let me know, guys, if oh wait, why is your mic echo? Pibbles? Why is my mic echo? Or
Yeah, it is like a little bit echoey.
okay, so it's too loud.
No, it just sounds like there's two audio sources for it.
Okay, yeah,
Let's do the audio troubleshooting before.
yeah.
Ah,
How does it sound now? Like a still echo?
1 sec, waiting for stream delay.
I have two audio sources, so I muted one.
Second. It's still kind of echoey, yeah. Uh, Try to maybe close the stream window on your end. I wonder if that could be causing a problem at all. The like
Stream
YouTube one.
the YouTube one, okay. Oh yeah, that probably
Obviously
is
don't close. No, obviously don't close like OBS or anything, but
it.
stream over immediately.
See. Still echoes. Hmm. All right. Want to make sure I'm doing this right. Yeah, do I sound too quiet, guys? Like, we'll make sure I'm getting it right. Testing, testing, testing. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
I think it's also stream delay.
Yeah. I'm just waiting.
Yeah.
Is like the echo unbearable? Is it unbearably bad?
It's it's a little bit noticeable. To me, it's not unbearably bad. You sound like I think the volume's good. It does echo a little bit, but I don't think it's unbearably terrible or anything.
Okay,
Uh,
okay.
yeah, it's not like you're literally audible. Like you know how the really bad echoes are. You're like audible like twice with like a 1 second delay. It's not like that. It just sounds like you're kind of a little bit like doubled over, but not like horrifically, I would say. But I'm not
Okay.
the audience, so
Yeah, yeah. Okay, I guess we can just deal with it. Yeah, like something about this video, since it was made last year, I'm curious to see how much of it, like it has aged terribly. Loud but it's
all of
bearable.
it.
Uh, my audio is loud but it's bearable. That's better than it being too quiet.
Yeah,
That,
I'd
yeah,
say so.
yeah, compared to the complaints I'm beginning. But yeah, let's get into it.
So, a YouTuber who some of you may
Step
have
in the
known
right
named
direction.
Madvocate made a video a couple weeks ago saying that Deadpool and Wolverine is a bad movie, and I thought the criticisms that he put onto the movie are really bad. And the only thing he really does in the video is criticize certain parts of the plot and universe rules with slight criticisms of Deadpool being stupid in the beginning of the movie.
I'm
I mean,
sorry, already.
those aren't minor criticisms; those are pretty major things. So I don't know what
Also,
what he
yeah, the
means.
only things he really criticizes is that the world and the plot makes no sense.
And the main character, the main character of the movie's named after. Just
Don't
small
make any
stuff.
sense. Yeah. Yeah, so I guess we're gonna be going with Defense One, which is predictably the one that most people, like I guess most people would deploy, which is, oh, maybe the plot and the world building isn't great, but the characters are great, which is like the defense I see. Like I see it for this and um, No Way Home. I buy it more for No Way Home than for this movie,
Hmm.
I'll say.
The way certain characters are introduced in No Way Home, I would say, even though they're contrived, are much better than how they're introduced in this film. Like
Yeah.
a Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, for instance. They're introduced much better than the rest of the Fox superhero cast.
Yeah.
But
I
I
also
I think we'll get into
go on.
that. But
Yeah.
another thing that bothered me, like this is on my first viewing. It was like the ham-fisted the ham-fisted character arc right off the bat with Deadpool. So he's net throughout his in his two previous films, he never gave a fuck about being an Avenger. But in this film, he suddenly does. He gets rejected because of course he does, and he wants to quit being Deadpool because of that. What? What? Just join the X-Men. Like, how is this a problem?
Like his main objective and or one of his objectives in X2 was to join the X-Men, which of course led to the whole X-Force thing. But like yeah, it doesn't it's like the pitfall in some ways of like immediately we're off to a bad start as you're saying because a character's wants and needs need to be established pretty quick and they also need to make sense usually for like the hook to work. especially in a movie like this where like we introduce the Hook and then we kind of don't talk about it for the entirety of the movie because like none of the things that happen really tie into him becoming an Avenger or they don't help him to
Hmm.
become an Avenger in any like certainly not in any way that he hasn't already done. Like he saved in the first movie, like he argued like he didn't quite like full on save the world, but he did stop a significant evil. And in the second one, he arguably just straight up saved like at least the city, if not the world, from
Yeah.
uh rogue mutants
Yeah.
and Cable's timeline, possibly.
Yeah, in Cable's timeline. None of which come up at all in Deadpool 3.
Yeah, you'd think that a guy like Cable might be a useful person in this context, but
Yeah, but neither Domino or Rusty. Like all three of those characters were central, like a big part of Deadpool 2, and you would think that they would be major characters in the third one, but no,
yeah.
they're not. There's also no Colossus, no Negasonic Teenage Warhead, none of them.
No Yukio, the most important character.
Yeah.
But yeah, and it's this is I think it's worth pointing out as well in this context. I don't know what your feelings are in the first two Deadpool movies. I actually think they're really fucking good in terms of at least like where the genre is concerned.
Yeah.
They have some of the pitfalls of like some like the uh, plotting is kind of thin and it does rely on a lot of convenience and contrivance, but I think the character work in it is really good. Like I actually really like Colossus and Domino and Negasonic Teenage Warhead in it.
Yeah, I agree. Like when I first saw them, I was like, yeah, they're all right, they're okay. But like now, looking back at them compared to everything else we're getting, it's kind of a blessing that we have them. To be honest, they're kind of like a kick-ass in a way.
Yeah, and I
Yeah,
think it's also worth another thing that's worth emphasizing is in both of them, Wade absolutely has a character beyond being a funny, goofy, immortal man. Like in the first one, which why kind of why I like that one a lot. I think it's my preferred one of the two. I'd say. They definitely play a lot into the concept of he views it as a curse more so than a gift in some ways. Um, and in the second one, it's clear that he they're kind of doing more of a like a mercenary with a heart of gold sort of thing with him, right? Where like he
yeah,
clearly does care about other people, um, and is invested in being a hero, so to speak. Uh,
yeah,
so yeah, I don't know. You know, one of the I think we'll talk about it, not to spoil too much, but one of the scenes in this movie where a certain character goes off on Wade for being a loser is like, yeah, that's kind of go fuck yourself. He's done a lot to, be treated with a little bit of respect.
yeah. Even the X-Men, or at least some members of the X-Men, agree with you. Or,
Yeah.
yeah, agree that he deserves some respect. Dennis Egby. Does Jan have his own channel? I'm trying to get him to to get his own channel.
Not
He's
yet.
working on a
Soon.
script. He's
They're
working on a
working on a
script.
video. Working on a great video. It's going to be not controversial and a perfect first outing.
Legacy. Deadpool has mental issues and suicidal tendencies because his life is terrible. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
totally.
He's a much more complex character people give him credit for, and he's it's kind of sad. He suffered from flanderization in recent
100%.
times. Yeah, it's really sad.
Flanderization and like an unfortunate cultural propagation of that flanderization as well. Like a lot of people understand Deadpool like at least most people that I'm aware of. I don't know if this is the same in your circles, but like a lot of people who are again less versed in like comic book characters history just think Deadpool and think, oh, annoying.
Hmm.
Like he's the annoying fucking guy that like people cosplay at anime conventions to be assholes. Is like the
Yeah,
perception of Deadpool, which is really unfortunate.
yeah. I just hope it. I just hope that there's just like not just for Deadpool, but for Marvel characters in general. There's just like Marvel just clears house and says you're all fucking things up massively. We need to start over again. We need to bring in fresh writers that actually give a shit about these characters, and then and just let them go nuts. Yeah.
Yeah, some change needs to happen for sure.
Yeah. But
A drastic one.
yeah. But getting back to this.
which is fine to do, but on top of the fact that he doesn't even cover the whole plot or even the primary character work being done, even if I was to think a good portion of this video made good points, I still don't think it would be enough to say that the movie is bad. On top
Okay.
Okay. I
Uh.
don't. Yeah. I guess sure, man.
All right. Hold on. All right. Hold on.
Oh, it's
Oh
just
wait.
me.
Hold on.
I'm entertaining chat now. The voice is really bad. I mean, listen, not everyone can be blessed with amazing voices like yours, yours truly, and Kino. Uh,
Sorry. I thought someone was knocking on my door.
no, it's fine.
But yeah. What do you say again?
the fact that he doesn't even cover the whole plot or even the primary character work being done, even if I was to think a good portion of this video made good points, I still don't think it would be enough to say that the movie is bad. On top of the fact that majority of his points are just extremely drawn out, and you'll see later. But before I start,
Okay. So like, do you agree that you had to cover everything to justify making a video? Because I feel like that's what he kind of says.
Well, he said like, oh, it doesn't cover the. I guess if I was to be like charity man, he's saying even if he didn't cover, like, suppose the video did like even if he didn't cover everything, and even supposing he was correct, that still wouldn't mean the video was bad. So like, I guess he's saying to convince him that the movie was bad, rather he would need like better points and he would need a longer video, which I guess that's like as personal as it gets. I just isn't on a lot of his reviews like 10 minutes. Like, like if you can say that something is good, but not that something is bad within a sufficient length.
Yeah. All right. So
Oh, the audio is getting. Oh,
Vibu
the audio is getting
Mishra.
bad apparently.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
sorry.
yeah. Can you tell me if it's bad on your end, Jan?
It seems to have gotten worse. Try. I have an idea. Try muting the like the Discord video. Try muting that, like on
Discord
your end
video?
in Discord. Yeah, so like the stream, where you're streaming it on Discord for me in live, like the screen
Oh,
sharing.
okay.
Try to mute this. No, no, yeah, not yourself, but try to mute the like turn the volume down on the screen share.
The screen share. Okay.
Yeah, like if you open it up Discord and then you look at the like what you're screen sharing, and then you turn the volume down to 0 there. That might do it.
Okay. So just go to more options or
No, let me show you. Uh, go to the Discord tab briefly if you can.
Discord tab.
On your on your browser. Just go into Discord on like in your browser
Yeah.
and see if you can do it through there.
So like user settings or what?
Okay, no. So fine. I'll do it like more step by step. So go into the KinoCast server thing on
Yeah.
Discord.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then click on like you pop up your screen share so that you see what you're screen sharing. So just like click on your username, I think that should do it. And
Okay.
then if you do watch stream, and then in there, turn down the there should be an audio slider. Like there's the options of like end stream, mute, and stuff like that. Turn down the audio slider on the far right. People wanted to know if I have my own channel. I do not yet have my own channel, but I might in sometime soon. Actually, let me do this.
Yeah, I was gonna say because you have like control over it too, right?
I do. If you need me to, I could be the one screen sharing the video theoretically.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, maybe that's better. Okay, let's stop sharing it real quick.
Yes. Debugging. Kit Colin.
Sorry about that, everybody. We're trying to get this done the best way.
Do it right this time, if you will. Cool. All right. So I'm sharing the screen now. Uh, let me. Okay. And more options. Oh, I see, because it's not there when you're the one live sharing. Okay, okay, okay. I did not know that. All right, and let me just untab, like pull out a tab so I can have the stream open as well, just see what we're seeing. Okay, and try saying something now.
Testing, testing, testing. Also, and I'm hearing an echo from you now too.
Okay, I see. Uh,
Testing, testing, testing. Also, and I'm hearing an echo from you now too.
okay, you're still echoey, which is fucking weird. Um, do you
Jan,
have disc? Oh, go on. Yeah, sorry.
oh, Kyle Loam, Jan, will you be putting Sheev and Jolly in the lib prism in the crystal?
I don't, as a lib, I don't want anything to do with those. They're not affiliated with me. Decode Incredibles. All right. Uh, I was gonna say, uh,
Oh, Kyle Loam, Jan, will you
try.
be
So
putting?
are you only logged into Discord on a browser?
Yeah.
Do you have the app?
No, I don't have the app. It's just on,
G-
yeah, just
Got it.
on fine.
Because I think that might be causing some of the issues. And
I haven't seen
okay.
Peacemaker 2 season 2 yet. Reboot.
Yeah, me neither, but I've heard it's shit. So I'm probably not gonna be watching it.
Mm.
Uh, I think we can try one more thing. Try opening up your volume mixer and setting your volume in Chrome down to nothing,
My volume in
or like
Chrome.
whatever browser you're using. Are you using Chrome or are you using like Firefox?
Hold on.
Basically, whatever browser you have Discord open in. And setting your volume in Chrome down to nothing,
My volume in
or
Chrome.
like whatever browser you're using. Are you using Chrome or are you using like Firefox?
Hold on.
Basically, whatever browser you have Discord open in.
I turned down the volume from my headset. Did that work? Did that help it out at all?
Let's see. Still waiting for stream to catch up.
I'm very quiet now. I turned down the volume from my Yeah, you're still echoing on my end. Did that work? Did that help it out at all?
Yeah. Still waiting for stream to catch up.
I'm very quiet now.
Okay, Fauci and Model were in the Nazi universe.
Yeah, you're still echoing on my end.
Now I like literally hear you twice in the thing. All right, one sec. I'm gonna stop the screen share for a second. Because so let's dispense with one source of echoing first.
Yeah.
To see if that fixes. So I'm no longer echoing for you now. Like when you hear me talk.
There's like a bit of a delay. You weren't echoing, like you were fine. It's just like there was an actual echo
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
coming.
yeah. That's what I kind of am concerned about.
All right.
Okay. Oh, actually, okay. Try this. Try this. Try this. So, your your OBS, you're streaming the like tab that has your Discord open, right? Like
Yeah.
you're streaming that in OBS.
Yeah.
Try to put that one like as a separate tab, or like to just stream the YouTube one. like the debunking Madvocates, like slide the video out and then basically just stream that screen. Because I'm still convinced it's this browser Discord shit.
Okay. So just like make it an entirely new tab.
Yes, make them separate tabs instead of having one tab. Like pop it up as a window and then full screen it pretty much. And then I don't know if that'll force you to restart the stream, but it might. Even though I don't wanna, but see if that works on its own first.
Okay. All right. So how's it look?
So it looks fine, and I'm just waiting for the audio to catch up. What I think about the boys, I think season one is okay. I think the rest of it is fucking god awful.
Hmm. And how does it sound on your guys' end in the chat? Let me know.
The echo is still there. I think it's better now.
So is it
Reddit show.
so is it just so describe the echo to me. Does it come out like randomly or is it just like as I talk?
No, it's just you kind of when you talk, it sounds like you're kind of talking twice, a little bit. Um,
Okay.
I think it gets more pronounced the louder like you are, but I don't think it's a massive like undealable with issue. But of course, that's up to people. That's up to the people listening.
All right.
Uh, yeah, if you want to, we can like I'd have to go around noon my time, but I can like troubleshoot later on if you want to do like a test stream or something, so we can
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
get
I
this
would
full
say
on sorted.
we should just get this video over with and then we could like troubleshoot something later for a future
Yeah,
reference. All
that
right.
works for me. If that works for everyone, we apologize for
Yeah, sorry
the
about that.
different. But hey, you're audible, so it's a different time of it's kind of technical difficulties.
All right. Yeah, it's okay, not that bad. All right. Good to
The
know.
fact that majority of his
Cool.
points are just extremely drawn out, and
Oh,
you'll see later. But before I
cool.
start, remember if you have any disagreements or criticisms of this movie, then make sure to come onto our disagreement day
I was
let,
there. Hashtag I was there. I was on
that
that
later. But
disagreement
before I
day.
let me
start,
play this.
remember if
Yeah, so you can tell how dated this is because he is not doing this shit anymore.
Nope. Because I mean, well, he had like disagreements with his co-host, I'm pretty sure, and then
Telling
I
him
don't
to
think
get a
Colin is
job.
the type to independent. I don't think Colin is the is the kind of person to independently want to be challenged.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Also, this is if you ever wondered how Jay and I first met, it was through disagreement day. Like
Yeah, exactly.
I was in the comments like calling like giving Colin shit, and then Jay was like, excuse me, sir. Like what is your beef with Colin?" I said, "Made a shit video. Join me in Discord. I'll show it to you." It's just like
You
okay.
guys, sir. I certainly hope
Good
you have a
eye.
disagreement license.
Yeah, I think it was like I actually think it was regarding Draker and the boys. That was the video.
Yes, yes. I remember the first time we ever like talked was in a waiting room for the video was actually Drinker's video about boys. Was it no, season four? Season four.
Yeah, season 4.
Yeah, because in that he said that he didn't watch season three, which like made Colin upsetty because that means you can't have an opinion on how season four looks. Uh, or like sorry,
Yeah,
he didn't watch season four. He watched season three and thought it wasn't very good.
yeah,
Uh,
and then he heard the people saying, "Oh, it just doubles down the same problems as the previous seasons, just being mainly
yeah,
political allegory over like actual story."
yeah. And not to get too far off topic, but like the thing with Boy season three is I think Boy season three was significantly better than Boy season two. It was still
Because
shit,
of
but
Soldier
like
Boy.
Yeah, Soldier Boy was listen, all right, he was the best character. It's the most like insane thing once again, but why is it always the evil Captain America, quote unquote, that turns out to be the best character in a shitty show? What is it with this phenomenon?
Because everyone they want you to root for suck. Like like again, try not to get too off topic, but them trying to them obsessing over Huey getting compound V but not Kimiko
Yes,
is is that her name? I forget.
Kimiko. Yeah,
Yeah,
the female.
Kimiko.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Kimiko.
Kimiko. Like the double standards just like off the charts.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's Kimiko is especially like her durability in that is insanely fluctuating. Like also the whole temp V idea was fucking stupid. Just make them take permanent V at that point.
Hmm.
Like the literal only reason was so that fucking Butcher can get brain cancer. Like there was no other fucking purpose for it in like a grand sense.
Yeah.
If you have any
Soldier
disagree
Boy isn't even evil. I don't know why the show tries to portray him as such. Well, correct me if I'm wrong. The like evil they portray, but he's like a bully kind of guy, right? Like is the thing, or like he
Yeah.
was. But the problem is like the Soldier Boy we get portrayed currently in no way reminisces that Soldier Boy that everyone else is like Black Noir is describing. So I'm just like I don't like the furthest that he goes is like bitch slapping Huey when he's like shit talking. Well, I guess not shit talking him, but like resisting him. Um, but like, yeah, it's just whatever else he was, he's clearly changed now, so that makes it kind of hard to root against him.
Yeah. And then like it's like the finale where he just goes go to Butcher. You wanna like you wanna save the brat? The fuck is wrong
Yeah,
with you? Like
yeah,
it's played like a serious like it's supposed to make you go, oh wow, this guy's a jerk. And I'm just like going, this line delivery is so funny.
yeah. No, exactly. And like the fucking thing with the finale is there's a reason everyone like there are just like certain fundamental values that resonate with people. Soldier Boy is the only one who kept his word in the finale, which is kind of fucking insane.
Help me kill my teammates and then I'll help you kill Homelander. Like pretty
Yeah,
simple.
yeah.
But no,
Like he go on.
no, yeah, but no, like we Butcher can't just say Butcher can't just swallow his pride and say, okay, let's just get this over with and kill Homelander. He has to say, no, Soldier Boy has to be stopped. And then like they have to waste an entire fourth season not killing Homelander, like just setting up for spin-off shows and until they get to the finale. Stupid.
Yeah. Yep. Bad show. Don't watch. Watch Invincible instead.
Yeah, Invincible's good. But yeah,
with our
back to this.
criticisms of this movie, then make sure to come onto our Disagreement Day streams and voice those. We try to do them every week or so. And without further
And now you're not doing them at all.
ado, let's
No,
begin.
what happened? Yeah. Like,
I haven't watched
oh man.
Loki, don't want to watch Loki, never will watch Loki, so feel free to light my rump up in the comments about how uneducated I am in the TVA lore and all of that cancer. I would rather delete my channel before I watch more of Loki. Episode 1 was already enough to put me on
You haven't
suicide
seen
watch.
it at all? Like,
I saw episode 1 and I abandoned ship immediately.
Good. Yeah, that's my sentiment too. Like when they showed like all the again, like free will, like being a lie, like not being a thing, like the Infinity Stones, like these something that was set up massively all throughout through several movies, just being rendered like office supplies, like paperweights. Fuck off with that.
Yeah, it didn't make much. Like, it wasn't good. It wasn't satisfying, and I can absolutely not blame anyone for not watching it. Thing is, I don't think you need to watch Loki to understand how this movie doesn't make sense. I think if you watch
Yeah.
either Into the Spider, sorry, not Into the Spider-Verse, fucking hell, No Way Home, Multiverse of Madness, or even none of those movies, you can still understand why this doesn't make sense.
Hmm.
However, if I raise a question that exposes how poorly the TVA were conceived for Loki, do not simply state, that's how they were in Loki, therefore they are safe in Deadpool and Wolverine. Starting with, why the fuck doesn't the TVA use any kind of projectile weaponry instead of sticks? You want me to believe
Good
that the
question.
Yeah,
organization essentially
good start.
playing God with the resources to erase timelines couldn't harness their void teleporting tech into guns? A grenade, perhaps? Or like produce any sort of additional tools to facilitate banishing threats? How is it that Star-Lord had more effective tech to apprehend people in his first appearance than the fuckers in charge of keeping timelines intact?
That's a good question because so there's tiers, right? There's street level broadly, there's galactic level, and then there's supposed to be the TVA level, which is supposed to be stand above those two tiers. So why don't they have guns?
Yeah, why
Why are
don't they
they
have like way more better tech or like way more better gadgets? I
yeah,
like the
why are
this
they
is
just
just
like
the
crisis security guard tech? Doesn't really make
yeah,
any
this is like
sense.
the inherent problem with them is like so like they should be like unbeatable with the amount of resources they have access to, and yet they seem pretty incompetent throughout,
Yeah,
uh, which is not a good start because it doesn't make any sense.
yeah.
Um,
Well, let's see what Coop
no,
and Colin has to say.
yeah, let's hear the rebuttal. I suppose this all makes pretty good sense to me so far.
Yeah. Also, you said that you had to leave at 12, right?
12 mine, that is. So that's in
Okay,
three
okay.
hours.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, okay. Then
So
we
he
have
says that
time.
the TVA being
Yeah.
set up stupidly in Loki isn't a good defense for the TVA operating the exact same way in Deadpool and Wolverine. But he doesn't explain why exactly. Like, why is it a problem
Well,
that Deadpool and Wolverine are simply abiding by the established rules and abilities of the
Because
organization?
the rules should
because
be bad.
the TVA is just inherently stupid. That's the problem.
Also, he specifically didn't address Loki. He gave examples like the stick thing that's in this movie, as far as I'm aware.
Yeah,
Uh, like he, it doesn't engage with the point, please. He's saying that the TVA doesn't make sense in this movie.
yeah.
He's
I don't get
opened the
this.
door.
I don't
Go
get
on.
this. I don't get this criticism because he even Colin somewhat acknowledges that I it is criticism. It's acknowledging that the TVA has a problem, but he's just saying, okay, uh, like, but just ignore all that for Deadpool Wolverine. Like, I don't get that point.
Yeah, and like if if they set up this is like one thing that where I think Colin is trying to do the consistency thing, but he's just not understanding it ever. So being consistent with a bad rule that is that serves as a precedent can be damaging.
Hmm.
Like you have more options. You can not acknowledge the rule at all. You can try to find a clever way to recontextualize it. You can do a lot of things. One of my favorite books that deals with or the book series that deals with like time travel shenanigans, the Lecanius trilogy by James Islington, has a lot of things set up that initially might seem like they don't make a lot of sense, but then they do when the third novel explains a lot of the mechanics more in depth. Um, or you can have instances like the God of War sequels, like 2018 and Ragnarok, where the writing integrity of the first, God of War games isn't that great, but they basically play it off as like, oh, these are like legends, right? Or like these are stories, and it's like, yeah, this actually happened. Like it's a fantastical thing that was occurred that's unbelievable, and they make it clear is no longer possible in this new context.
Hmm.
There's ways to deal with this issue, is the point. Oh, super chat.
Oh, hey, Legacy, $10. The TVA should bear arms, but they shouldn't be in charge of all of time. You need godlike intervention because man can't handle that without blowing up in its face, like CEO Peter in Edge of Time. Okay, yeah.
I can generally sympathize with the idea that having like time and space powers should be something governed by like a transcendental entity rather than like very human, people. I don't think that you need to, but I think if you do, the story definitely needs to be more tightly written.
Yeah.
Um, like you could probably have a TVA that is fairly interesting and like is a commentary on like which is what they're trying to do on like overbearing bureaucracy, tampering with power that they are not equipped to handle. But you know they still need to make sense in setting.
Yeah, like a much better version of the TVA uh, that's more downscale would be. It's not Marvel, but it's in DC. It's the Green Lantern Corps. Like they work, they have a bureaucracy. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah. Even well, yeah, actually, even Shield. Like I mentioned before, that they're just that the TVA is just a Shield derivative, but Shield's much better. Shield's much better in terms of like having a bureaucratic structure and just protocols and stuff like that.
Yeah, that that was already also a pretty fucking excellent movie that, went over like the limits of trying to adhere to authority versus trying to do things independently, and the particular the pros and the cons, like the give and take that comes with both in the MCU. And for people to suggest that this is in any way comparable to like Civil War is fucking laughable. So
Hmm.
arguably even the first Avengers had that. Like, uh, remember the plot of first Avengers occurs because of Shield's meddling, largely.
Yeah. All right, let's
So yeah.
see.
How does it break the logical consistency of the story if the movie is simply abiding by the logic that was previously set up in the, previous projects? And you would
System
also need to even
No, no.
establish that it's even possible.
So yeah, he's like full on showing like it's not logical consistency isn't the like it is a major way that a story can be bad. It is not the only way that it can be bad.
Mm,
That's what he's struggling with here. Like there's more than one ways it could be bad.
yeah. Du-du-du. Sorry, I just look at chat real quick.
For them to create like pruning guns, which the Loki show never did. I get that you don't want to watch the Loki show because I would agree that show sucks, but you kind of need to be able to criticize how exactly the TVA operates or does business. I can respect.
Do you? I don't really agree with that
Yeah,
because
no.
it's establishing like the TVA is established to be like, above like at a certain technolo they're supposed to be established to be technologically advanced to a certain degree. So why would you not expect them to have certain technological advancements if they stand above like certain beings?
Yeah, it's like the why would Wakandans use spears argument, right? Like
Yeah.
there are just more efficient ways to fight and preserving. Like I think the response you made to Birdman covered this pretty well, but like the idea of this is just people like trying to appeal like they're trying to service an aesthetic over actually considering practical utility and making these people look ridiculous. I do want to address DD in chat really quickly because he's making some points about free will, and I think it is pertinent to go over it. Like
Mm,
because the choices are still yours, that is to say, like the basically the TVA doesn't violate free will because you still make choices. They weren't made for you. They just only keep the version of you that made the choices they want. So like I appreciate what you're saying is like technically correct, DD, but there is like the argument we would make is there is no functional difference. Like if you let's say there are 5 clones of you, right? And one has toast, one has like bacon and eggs, one has cereal, one has a fruit, and one has nothing in the morning for breakfast, right? And then there's a person who has a gun that he can pull the trigger on and it will execute every single one of your versions that doesn't, that eats breakfast at all. So only one of you survives. You still got to make those choices, but there is a higher authority that like prevents those choices, like the outcomes of those choices from playing out. So functionally, you don't really have free will, because if you choose the wrong thing, then you will be terminated.
mm-hmm.
So like free will, it doesn't, when like Steve or Tony or T'Challa or any, or Wanda or any of these characters make these very difficult decisions, uh, we understand that it doesn't really matter that they did, because if they didn't, like, the stakes of if they didn't go from they might affect bad outcomes to if they didn't, they literally would be executed
Yeah, they'd be turned to goop or slime or whatever they
into
get
the
turned
far
into.
dragon dimension. Yeah.
Yeah.
So like
Him saying
you're technically correct, but yeah.
Yeah.
Feel free to tell him he's wrong in the comments since he hasn't watched the show, but he also tries to shield himself from that criticism by saying that the TVA operating the same way that they do before doesn't defend them acting the same way in this movie.
These dipshits.
Yeah, because it's a continuous problem. It doesn't just their organization being set up in a stupid way doesn't isn't simply confined to that to Loki. It's a continuous problem until it gets resolved.
Yeah, it's a cancer on the on the series.
Yeah.
It's also teleport far away from Deadpool instead of right behind him while he's distracted. You know, kind of like how they literally do before this fight scene, which also shows they're able to pinpoint their portal locations and it doesn't have to be as random as the fight makes it look to be. They wouldn't even need to fully step through the portal, they could just poke the stick through if they're close enough to him.
Your example of them popping up right behind Deadpool earlier in the movie is a complete false equivalency. In the scene you use as an example, Deadpool isn't moving and has been standing there in the same spot for a good minute or two. And they could have also gotten information on where exactly Wade was standing from the people who were talking to him in front of him.
So like, yeah, like immediately, this is video gamer brain, but like, if I was the TVA, what I would do is just create like a hexagon or an octagon around him, and we all step out with sticks and do it. What the fuck is he gonna do?
Yeah.
Even if he is moving.
Yeah, like Roman soldiers are able to who just have spears, swords, and shields are able to come up with like just brilliant strategies. Like they can make themselves into like a walking impenetrable fortress through their formations. Like they can't put their heads together and make an inescapable like portal formation or whatever, or even just just catch him off guard when it's inconvenient for him. Like
yeah,
instead of
he
just
sleeps, right?
yeah,
Like, just do that.
he shits.
Easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he shits. He's incapacitated multiple times in this movie. And like, as you know, like in his fight with Wolverine, they are both incapacitated for a protracted period of time and distracted fighting each other. You could just do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, like there's so many ways that you could very easily deal with this.
And they decide
They don't.
they decide to do it in the worst way by trying to fight a trained assassin who kills people for a living in hand-to-hand combat. That's the route they go.
One as well. Like even assuming that they can't get all of the portals in unison, why not just all portal in like 50 of us, as we do one by one over the fight scene, on like the opposite end of the forest, and then like fan out and just like surround him slowly.
Mm-hmm.
We could just do that, surely, no?
Yeah.
Whereas
Like,
in the combat
so many
scenario,
ways.
Deadpool is constantly moving around, so it wouldn't be very easy to just pinpoint.
Again, just wait until he's in a position where he can't move around, where he's in a confined space or something. Like
Also, Deadpool isn't that quick, correct me if I'm wrong. Like, his superpowers are, like, he's definitely faster, stronger, more agile, but they are pretty close to, like, I don't know, like a Captain America, right? Like, he's not like Quicksilver or something.
yeah, if he didn't have his healing factor, he would be dead 1,000 times over. Like that, yeah.
Point an exact
Like, he
spot
can't
to
dodge
do whatever
bullets, as far as I'm aware, and stuff like that, yeah.
Nope.
you're
He
saying.
just tanks
And
them,
once again,
but...
Yeah.
they have never been able to do this in either Loki Season 1 or 2.
A perfect moment to do this was when Deadpool's claws were stuck in his own arm and in the ass of an agent. But nope, the fucking idiot decided to open a portal several feet away from him and blow his sneak attack by yelling. None of them even tried.
Yeah, he was
keeping
done if he doesn't scream.
Yeah,
It's over.
yeah. It's just weird. He like Deadpool Wade is just like killing all these guys, and it doesn't feel like these guys acknowledge that they're in a life or death situation.
Yep.
Yeah, this is
They have no self-preservation at all.
yeah.
distance and tapping Deadpool without getting too close. They have no strategy, no coordination, they just keep teleporting at random, charging at full speed, and expect a different result after violently losing several of their men.
In literally every sequence, they try to surround Deadpool and overwhelm him, but Deadpool is both too fast and too skilled for them to be successful. The only coordinated plan of attack, quote unquote, you mentioned as an alternative is something that I already explained why they can't do. So do you have
No,
another
Colin,
option?
answer this. Why don't they all do it all at once? Why don't they all do it all at once in a different location so that they can all come in at once and surround him? I don't know. And also, like, yes, we're dealing with like supernatural, powers. Anyone who's like ever been in like a fight with more than one person, like it is impossible to keep track of more than like 2 to 3 people at maximum. Now, I'm willing to say Deadpool, he's a pro assassin, he has superpowers, he's enhanced everything. There's no fucking way he's dealing with like 50 people. He's not that powerful. He doesn't have any, again, to use video game lingo, he doesn't have any AoEs, right? Like, unless he has like hand grenades on him or something. He has 2 swords and like I think pistols in this movie, right? If I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's fucked. Like they'll just run at him.
It's it's so interesting how Paradox calls Wade, or this Wade at least, the worst Deadpool, like the worst in all of the multiverse or all the universes that they acknowledge. He's the worst he's come across. Yet yeah, he can easily kill all of them. Isn't that weird? Like you would expect him to have
Yeah,
like have something to back that up, or at least to give him some self confidence. But no, like he at any point Wade could have just killed him and everyone else, and he couldn't have
yeah,
stopped it. It's so weird.
yeah. Also, just as listen, this is going more into the technology. It's like, how the fuck are they able to be killed with what functionally amounts to normal swords? Like, wouldn't they have way better body armor than that?
Yeah,
Shouldn't they basically be immune to all forms of conventional human weaponry?
yeah, and not, correct me if I'm wrong, but the TVA members are immortal if they're in like their workplace, right?
Yes, they can't die in their own like, you know, pocket dimension effectively.
Okay. Yeah, so again, just like why fight him in an area that leads to your own death?
Yeah, like again, it's the problem. Now you're thinking with portals issue, right? Like if Deadpool, let's say Deadpool and Wolverine are just walking around as they do many times, and you open a portal underneath their feet and they fall in. What's the counterplay?
Uh,
Like what do they actually do? And it's like, oh, one, they could jump out of the way. Okay, open like 50 at the same time. What are they gonna do? Make a box around them that is all portals. What are they gonna do? They aren't like this is the problem. They aren't that powerful, man. Like they're good if they're fighting like kind of human-esque enemies, right? Or like maybe monsters that are like physical threats. There's not a lot that they can do about like portals and magic and shit like that. I guess not magic, but like insane sci-fi tech.
yeah,
May
yeah.
as well be magic. Let's be honest.
Because the only other plan I've seen from someone is saying they could send like 20 to 50 guys at once, but this could easily be defended by two simple things. One, with the way the sequence is shot, there's numerous cuts, so we're not able to 100% accurately judge just how quickly or how many of them Deadpool killed exactly.
This is like a TLJ defense. TLJ like a throne room defense. That is
Yeah,
sure you could say that, but that doesn't make it a good fight scene. That makes it
yeah,
a sloppily directed and choreographed fight scene.
yeah. And like again, as you said, the problem is, and the Madvocate pointed out, the problem is the lack of tactics or strategizing, right? Like again, let's assume that they can really just get melee sticks and they can really just teleport in one by one. They would surely be better served to do it further away and then just catch up with him
Hmm.
once there's all of them and they do it all at once, like a group of people might. Like everyone's able to understand the basic concept of massing forces.
Yeah.
But no, they sent like, and we don't know how many of them he killed. Yeah, like we know he killed a lot of them, but we know he basically had a protracted series of 1v1s rather than having to contend with like a, you know, a force of larger than 10 people attacking him simultaneously.
Yeah, it's just like any like a SWAT unit would have this mindset, but they don't. And this is a unit that's on a higher plane of existence. Like the
Yep.
stakes should be higher for them, and
Yep.
they just go about this like this.
Well, get this, they have Infinity Stones, so we know they've probably apprehended beings more dangerous and more powerful than fucking Wade.
Hmm.
Like, again, man, Wade is basically a normal guy with a healing factor. Or, like, you know,
He's a
a
he
skilled, trained guy with a
he's
healing factor.
he's a decaying guy. He's a decaying guy with cancer with a healing
Yes.
factor. Yeah, and they still
Yeah.
can't take him down.
Like, a lot of people, I think, bring in, like, comic book level, like, you know, sort of, I guess, to use power scaling lingo, like, feats. But, like, no, man, that's not, if we're going with the consistency argument, that's not really established for Wade. We know that in this universe, Wade can't even deal with loss of limbs so easily unless he can literally reattach them on the spot.
Hmm.
Like, it takes him a while to regrow his lower torso. So you can actually incapacitate, like, you could actually incapacitate him pretty easily, man.
Hmm.
But what we can see is Deadpool very easily taking them out, even when there's multiple TVA guys surrounding him because he's too fast and, again, too skilled for them to do anything. The second thing is we don't even know how many men Paradox has access to, given that he's already a small unit in the TVA, and he would have to have people who he can trust to handle the situation. So
Okay, all of these members that he's killing right now, he can like they can be organized better.
Yep.
I'm not necessarily keeping count, but there's like I would estimate around 20 to 30 people he's killed.
Yep.
Just don't have just don't go at him like don't take turns. Just go at him all at once.
Uh, yeah, Maxwell in chat makes a point. They 100% pruned a Thanos variant at one point. To be clear, they 100% pruned a variant of every single MCU hero that we know at
Hmm.
one point because they must have, because there would have been Tony's, Steve's, Wanda's, T'Challa's that made alternative decisions. Um, so like, yeah, I don't know, man. If they can deal with Iron Man, I think they can deal with Deadpool pretty easily. Iron Man is way more powerful than Deadpool.
If they can deal with a Asgardian god like Loki, they can deal with Deadpool.
Yeah, Thor, you know, Thor. They could Odin, every single MCU character. Again, Wanda, Doctor Strange,
Yeah, the list
all of
goes
these
on.
characters. Yeah.
that higher ups don't ruin their plan. One thing I also forgot to mention is the fact that if Deadpool even starts to get overwhelmed, like say they did send like 100 guys for all at once, there's nothing stopping Deadpool from just teleporting away. So again, majority of the problems, quote unquote, that you would even
Wow,
bring up.
if only they had technology that can teleport and or
With
possibly should reasonably have access to technology that can disable his teleportation because they probably would have dealt with teleporters before.
yeah, and this is assuming that Deadpool has a teleportation device on him at all times. Like again, he's not sleeping, he's not shitting, he's not in a confined space where he doesn't have immediate access to it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh,
that context never happens.
well,
Or
as
that
Honeycomb, go on.
no, no, go
Yeah,
ahead.
sorry. No, I was gonna say as Honeycomb highlights because I forgot about her because she's so forgettable. But yes, Captain Marvel, who has light speed travel, they must have been able to deal with. So
Hmm.
yeah, they can 100% deal with someone who can teleport because light speed travel is it's basically as good as, let's be honest, right? Like teleporting.
For this scene could
Like
easily be
it's
defended by that
comparative.
simple thing.
Yeah,
So 99%
yeah.
of your criticisms here would still be a nitpick if I didn't even have a defense.
Okay, nitpicks are still criticism, so I don't even see what your point is.
Yeah. Um, just anyone paying attention, like listening to this, is my lecture, my lesson of the day. All right, this is my Chinese proverb of the day. Anyone who says that a problem is a nitpick has conceded that it is a problem. They are just quibbling with it. Like that statement when someone says, "Oh, you're nitpicking," is you're right, but it didn't bother me. Just always always walk away with that interpretation. Because
Yeah,
nitpick is like it is the cope of last resort. All right, like is what calling someone like a nitpicker is.
yeah. So we're nearly 5 minutes into the video, and he's already conceded to Madvocate on this point. Like, pretty
Yeah.
much. Yeah.
Yeah.
Imagine being able to build
Do. See.
Which is
Bad
so
enough,
stupid they
the
could deal with
latter
Loki
criticism.
all the way they did. Yeah, Loki, well known for being able to make clones, and as far as I'm aware, he can teleport as well. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Here would still be a nitpick if I didn't even have a defense.
And if that wasn't bad enough, the last TVA agent standing decides to stop to talk while DP is vulnerable. It's not even the cringe CW Flash, let me try to appeal to your humanity and convince you that you aren't a bad person kind of stop to talk. No, he just insults DP, cause that ought to do the trick. But whatever, we gotta shoehorn in a Chris Rock getting bitch slapped reference.
Logan was a hero, and the only thing worth a shit to ever come out of Canada.
Get my country's name out of your fucking mouth.
The guy stops to talk and calls Deadpool a sick fuck because he's probably shocked at what he's looking at right now. And at this point, he probably thinks he's not gonna do
Why?
anything.
How? Like what?
This is a
Why would he?
this is a guy who's probably seen much worse across different kinds of dimensions.
Yeah, if like if he didn't, why is he on this mission?
If he's not if he's
Again.
not mentally prepared, why is he not participating? I mean, why is he
Also-
participating in the first place?
Also, again, like they can't really die, so like, why would he? I guess like, why would he be shocked by death to this degree? I don't understand.
Against Wade anyway. So why not?
Jeremy,
just
yeah,
off
I
it?
hate the
And
nitpicking
realis-
cope. It's just you're right, but I don't care. Don't want to admit it, but can't deny it. Yeah, true, 100%, straight up. If someone says you're nitpicking, they've already conceded to you, so you can just say, hey man, that's cool, but I know that doesn't bother you, but it does bother me, and you're allowed to feel that way. They can't deny that. Like they can't take that away from you. So yeah.
Yeah.
Realistically, let's just say he was an emotionless grunt, and he charged at Wade while he was in the middle of doing this. He still wouldn't do anything to stop him. So even
How do you know? Like, how does he know
What?
that?
Because he didn't. I guess.
if I was to
just-
agree
yeah.
with this,
Yeah.
or most of the points that you just laid out previously, this would be a nitpick.
Okay, like, even let's say that this is the case. Like, he won't do anything because why? He doesn't have a stick, or what? He just has a stick and not a gun. Well, yeah, and Madvocate already said that's a criticism that can be held against the film too.
Yeah.
So
He's
again,
also
like,
very lucky that they can't like on the fly make portals like Doctor Strange style, like once they're in.
yeah, like a
Because
sling ring.
because I'll be honest with you, man, what I would have done if Wolverine was indisposed there and I had the ability to make a portal, I would have probably just made one underneath him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like into a cell, or just that shitty little dimension where they keep every
Yeah.
plot relevant character.
To stop him. So even if I was
Yep.
to agree with this, or most of the points that you just laid out previously, this would be a nitpick at best.
Again, that's a concession.
Got a fun comparison you're all gonna hate
I was just
me
going to
for.
say, because Pibble says Colin's arguments are based on them being regular human soldiers, even though they aren't, which is one, true, and two, I don't know, man, regular human soldiers, if like 10 of them pulled up with like 50 cal technicals, I think Deadpool is pretty fucked, even in that situation. So he should be all the more fucked in this one.
Yeah, like, and again, like, Deadpool is a human, is a human soldier. Like, he just has a healing factor.
Yeah.
So it's feasible to like become like to work up to be Deadpool's level somewhat. It's a transphoma. What is your personal opinion about Deadpool 3? Not positive. Not positive.
Yeah, not very good.
There's a sort of
Yeah.
Oh, look what I said.
TLJ
Oh, wow.
disappearing knife moment during the fight. Yeah, the agents who managed a surprise attack until he decided to yell? Well, that guy runs to attack, he swings his club as he gets closer, DP counterattacks, but when he makes contact with the agent, the shot cuts, and the agent blips into a T-pose. He's no longer swinging, and his club is gone. This segment
Yeah, the
might have been
momentum would
chopped
keep
up into
would
two
keep
shots.
going on that one. That stick's hitting home. I feel.
Yeah.
because the stick would have touched Deadpool otherwise. And he can't go to the void without Logan, of course. Then there would be no movie.
Yes, because Wade probably made him drop his stick when stabbing
No, it would still hit him.
him in the shoulder. And again,
Yeah,
even
like
if his
even if he dropped his stick, the full like this is just a neat thing of physics. Things don't stop in motion suddenly. Even if he made him drop a stick, the stick will keep perpetuating in that direction because that's the potential energy it was given.
Hmm.
guy didn't scream out of emotion, what makes you think that this would do anything to stop Deadpool? It's not like he wouldn't have heard the portal pop up right behind him. And also, even if this guy didn't drop his stick, he still wouldn't have hit Deadpool. And what makes this criticism even funnier, that I noticed upon looking at the scene again, is the fact that Deadpool swings his left arm in the exact direction of the stick before the shot cuts, so as to hit that part of his arm or the stick with the Wolverine claws.
I fucking hate TVA Man. So TVA Man is in charge of the TVA sector overseeing the Deadpool universe, except he's gone postal.
Damn, here I was minding my own business, just enjoying my Second Amendment rights, and you people have to freak out on me.
I will now recount some exposition and his super evil plan. He definitely doesn't tell anyone that would be affected by it, so that we're all on the same page. TVA Man sends his agents to capture Deadpool to offer him the opportunity to leave his universe and join the sacred 616 timeline, the MCU as we know it. Since the TVA can see through time, they know Deadpool will be needed by the 616 Avengers to help save their world sometime in the future, and they're coming to DP now because his universe is in peril. So it turns out Logan from Logan is what TVA Man calls the anchor being of Deadpool's universe, aka a person of such vital importance that the entire universe revolves around their existence.
It's such a bullshit
Which is
premise.
it doesn't work on so many levels. Just like intuitively, it doesn't work on so many levels. Like, what happens? Logan's gonna die of old age eventually. What happens then?
Everyone goes bye-bye.
Yeah, I guess. So does it translate to another person? If so, how does that happen? How does this propagate? Does it like are we viewing time as like one linear stream from like universe conception to like universe death? And
Yeah.
there just needs to be one anchor being in there because that's pretty fucking retarded.
Yeah, and also just narrative on a narrative sense, does it just like take you out of the entire film? So like Logan, for instance, he's supposed to be portrayed as a loser, like on a down as luck guy. But no, like he's like the center of the universe, like literally the center of everything going on.
Yep. Yeah, like there are way more, in terms of like heroic acts. I think I actually brought this up on that disagreement there when I was talking about it. But like in terms of heroic acts, like listen, Logan is probably as heroic and does the right things as much as he can in many situations given his own capacity. But there are just like people who are way more powerful and able to affect way more good on the net than him, just because their powers aren't I'm a guy with claws that's hard to put down, but like I'm a incredibly powerful psionic that can alter the fabric of reality.
Hmm. Yeah, and
So like, yeah,
even if you like the X-Men movies, like all of them, doesn't this also like undermine because Magneto can't win, literally. He literally can't win because if he does, the universe
yeah,
poofs out of existence.
yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it completely it extends the TVA rot to that universe as well, which is again, this is what I mean. It's a cancer. It's slowly poisoning and killing everything that it comes in contact with.
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, like I don't know, man. If I was the anchor being, we don't fucking know how like that transient property works at all, even if it is transient, like or like how it's determined who the anchor being is. I don't know, man. I would go with like Charles, Storm, Magneto, even way
Gene.
before Logan. Yes, Jean, of course. I got fucking hell, man. I gotta be honest with you. Listen. I'd sooner have Cyclops than Logan in some cases. You know, like Logan's good, but he definitely there's a weight class that he's in, and it's gonna be hard for him to punch above it.
Yeah.
and their death would usher the end of that universe. AKA another bullshit rule to be added to the MCU's ever-growing laundry list of bullshit multiverse rules. Anyway, TVA Man claims a universe tends to perish a couple thousand years after the death of the anchor being, so everyone alive at that point would be dead anyway by the time it dies. Except TVA Man just wants to erase it ASAP as possible without telling his TVA
it's just
superiors.
this is the thing. It's just fine. I'm assuming the universe is like still 4.6 or so billion like years old in in Logan's timeline. How does it exist before he was born? Logan was born in he was born in the 18th or 19th century.
Yeah.
What the fuck was happening before that? How does it exist before that?
Who
It's so
knows? Who
stupid, man.
knows?
It's so
This
fucking
means while
stupid.
Deadpool would have the chance to survive this purge, his loved ones and everyone else in his universe would not. And the way TVA Man would do this is by activating a time ripper machine that takes 72 hours to prepare, instead of using the little portable
Such a
devices
fucking
that
arbitrary
activate
number, man.
instantly.
72 human hours. Why the fuck would they even measure time in like conventional human ways?
So what is TVA Man's motivation to do all of this? He doesn't want to spend those thousands of years babysitting a timeline that's going to end anyway, and he doesn't want to work for the TVA, he wants to be the TVA. He tells Deadpool all of this. He doesn't even keep most of this to himself. He spills all of it, including the timeline erasing machine and its location. This stupid brain-dead cock, sorry, YouTube said everything was allowed except the C word, thought that telling Deadpool he plans to eviscerate his friends in a mocking, mustache-twirling villain tone was going to convince him to leave his universe.
This is the only criticism of the movie that I agree with that he will bring up in this video, but my problem
Okay.
isn't the fact that he tells Wade these things, it's the fact that he tells this to Wade while not having good enough security to stop him in the event that Wade tries to kill him.
But you know,
So doesn't this like render your like beginning arguments completely null and void?
Yeah. One that, two, oh, like I'm pretty sure Wade couldn't kill him because they're in TVA land, right?
Yeah.
what? If
So,
Deadpool is
yeah.
needed to save the sacred timeline in the future, then TVA Man didn't need to reveal himself whatsoever. He could have simply sent his troops to pull DP through a portal and send his ass to 616 with no discussion. Why does he care about getting consent when he's committed to the sacred timeline and to being evil anyway? Is it cause then there would be no movie?
Maybe.
He brings Wade there to give him the context.
Yeah, he could
of the
also, in terms of more ways he could improve this, if he really wants to have a chat with him, because I don't know, he fucking wants Wade's autograph or something, he could just say, hey, if 616 goes, everything else goes, and Wade has absolutely no reason not to trust him.
Yeah. There's so many angles he could use. He
Yeah,
could
that
approach
aren't
that. He could just lie to him, but no. He's
that aren't fucking Dr. Doofenshmirtz. Here's my evil plan, Perry the Platypus. Fucking.
Here is my universe destroyinator.
Yes,
It is
and
right
then
in
they found the
here.
back button.
It is right in here. Please do not use it.
Do not touch the self-destruct button. I'm going to leave the room now to get some coffee. So fucking stupid,
Yeah.
man.
I still need to watch the reboot series. I heard some positive things about it.
is going to be in
Yeah.
and what he will be doing and what his future purpose is. If he dropped Wade in the sacred timeline with no context, Paradox might think this would cause Wade to do something to change the future, which could make his job even harder, especially if he loses Vanessa and continues to no longer be motivated to be Deadpool at all anymore. And furthermore, if Deadpool complies with Paradox's plan and all he wants to do, Paradox could then potentially use Deadpool as an agent in the future for help with TVA stuff.
Also, this crackhead gives DP a
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess those are fine.
fully decked out suit armed with fucking adamantium swords, cause sure, they have access to that but not guns.
The TVA never really used guns in Loki, so again, I would just...
That's not a good excuse. That's not a good excuse.
Could use guns in Loki. Hey man, that's a problem in Loki too. Then I guess
They have
yeah,
access
probably
to
have guns.
everything. They have access to everything. They have access to Infinity Stones. They can, of course, have access to guns.
Yeah, they can have access to the fucking BFG 5000 from Doom, bro, if they want to. Like, I don't know, man. It's a little silly to say that they couldn't fucking invent a gun.
say it's a problem with Loki, because I'm sure they do have access to guns, but why would they use them against Deadpool anyway, when that will literally
Because it would stop him. It would render him immobile.
I don't know, man. Like, even if we going again with conventional human weaponry, have you seen what like a 50 cal does to a body?
Like, assume like. Do you really think that if they brought miniguns and just like showered him with bullets, it wouldn't do anything to him?
Yeah, like again, they don't need to kill him; they need to incapacitate him.
Yeah.
Like guns, absolute. Like if nothing else, like the force would certainly knock him down, so they can approach with the stick and poke him.
Or like
Guns
snipe
aren't.
snipe at him from a distance.
Yeah, and like guns aren't this thing you can just shrug off, man. Like not if you're Wade anyway. They still affect him. Again, his I think Legacy pointed this out. Like his power is basically he is like enhanced, but you know, again, bullets hurt him. We know this, and we know that if you blow a limb off, that's fucking gonna matter, man. Like he's
Yeah,
not gonna be able to just instantly deal with that problem.
yeah. In Deadpool 2, they literally make a point of saying, "Look, his limbs like start out as like baby limbs until they can fully reform to how they were previously."
Yep. Yeah, it's like, do you think that Deadpool would have an easier or a harder time fighting this battle if he was missing one arm and one leg? I reckon it would be at least 50% harder. I mean, his body weight is lower, so you know he might be he might be faster. I don't
Yeah,
know.
but you have to take into the IQ factor of the grunts. Maybe he could
Yeah,
still kill them all.
do nothing
yeah.
against
No.
him.
Well,
The
this is like
criticisms
you know, this is the fundamental thing that I think they don't really want to address. But like, what happens again if you just took like a 50 cal, like an I don't know, like an AR-50 or something, and you just domed him? Like, what happens then? You know, like maybe he doesn't die, but I think he's out at least because you know his fucking nervous center is missing for a few hours at least. Like it would at least put him unconscious, surely.
the only thing that they have that would give them the best shot at, stopping Deadpool.
Now with that out of the way, why the fuck does TVA man think secretly purging a timeline will result in his promotion? He says the TVA used to prune timelines, but it doesn't operate like that anymore. I'm assuming because they grew a moral backbone. So he's going to show the TVA how much more efficient it can be by doing the same thing it used to do. You can't make this up. He doesn't even entertain the idea that when his superiors find out about his unsanctioned business, he could be punished instead of applauded, which is what
All right,
happens
I'm
at the
gonna
end
use my cope Nostradamus powers here. The cope is it's because he's evil.
He's le bad.
of the
Yeah,
fucking
exactly.
movie.
So this point is something that EFAT also mentioned, like
E fat
He fat, damn.
owned. Completely owned.
pretty much word for word.
Destroyed. And like that, EFAP was atomized in an instant.
He does the Chris Hansen with Chase face.
that was pretty funny.
What was this? South Pond and Dirty Bubble. I don't
I
get
don't
that
understand that.
reference. I
Yeah,
don't
I
get
don't get
that
it either.
reference. And yeah.
Word
All
bar
right.
for bar. And my friend SK already made a response.
Oh, his friend. Yeah, this is again. This just goes to show how like poorly answers this because they're not friends anymore. But he may have SK is smarter than Colin, so he may have some better criticisms
To this
Yeah.
exact thing.
or
So I'll just play that
defenses.
section of his video.
Build a website you love.
I guess not
It also
immediately.
could be, yeah, I don't know because I also don't know if SK would still stand by it because he's you know, as with most people, known to change his mind over time on things because he has that ability, unlike Colin.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, again, like this is another aspect of of why we're reviewing this this film after a year. A lot of the people praising this film, as with a lot of other stuff, don't really remember a whole lot about it after a good time has passed.
yeah,
They
its
call it
cultural
peak.
footprint.
They call it
Yep.
peak, and then it's just completely gone afterwards.
Yeah, its cultural footprint is cameos were neat, I guess, and the fucking, choir song at the end is a meme. But like, yeah, man, this movie really didn't do all that much other than make a good amount of money, which is fair. But hey,
job is he's been hired to oversee the gradual destruction of a timeline which can take as much as 1,000 years. Now he says that as though you would have to watch it all. So I guess he's immortal, as are all the people in the TVA. I think there was something about that in Loki.
They're immortal.
Yeah. And so he's like, why would I want to do that? Boring. I'll just kill the universe myself, which is something we used to do. He says that. They used to do it, which is true. In Loki Season 1, they would put a little time grenade down. It would wipe out the whole universe that's come off from the sacred timeline. It just kills it all.
Oh my god, I forgot about that. That's actually a good point. They can invent fucking timeline wiping grenades. That's a pretty that's a reasonably like on the tier list. That's pretty up there as weaponry goes. I feel it's probably above like an M1 Abrams. It's like it's a pretty good weapon. I wonder if they could harness that potential for anything else.
But of course, Loki Season 2, they were like, no, that's inhumane. We're not going to do that anymore. So we assume then that it's not necessarily anything other than the fact that it's a moral decision within the organization. And they've told him it is his district to look after the end of the Fox universe. And he's decided he's going to impress the higher-ups by ending it faster than they expected. Like, I've not even scratched the surface of this character. That's already nonsense. They told you to do the thing because they believe it's the right thing to do, not because they don't know a more efficient way.
Except efficiency is the basis for Paradox's argument for why this one is more moral. There's less suffering as the timeline withers away. He sees it as a compassionate ending.
We know that there is a more efficient way. It's what.
Okay, he sees it as a compassionate ending. Well, why?
I mean, I could buy that more than just saying but the thing is, he's expecting to get the point is he's expecting to get a promotion for it, which I don't know why he would, because whether or not he personally believes that, the TVA disagrees, right? So this would be like this would be like if at a workplace you have like company policy, but you believe that you're doing something more efficient, even like. It's even worse, actually, because there was a company policy that was outruled and there was a new one put in place, and you're like, actually, I think the old one's better. I'm going to deliberately employ the old one. You're probably going to get written up for that.
Yeah, even if you're completely correct, like that still makes you a bad employee. So and that makes you look like a liability in the future because you
like
can't be trusted.
The company can't. Yeah, exactly. They can't trust your judgment, can they? Because you're going to basically do what you think works best, even when, like, in a case like this, the company policy might just be better than what your own personal judgment can lead you to. Sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes.
Yeah, so even in the best case, so even in a good case scenario, like if Paradox convinces all the TVA that his way is more efficient, he's not going to. It's more likely he's not going to be the one running the TVA. It's going to be another middleman who who does implement his ideas, but he's still a lackey. Like he still does what's expected of him.
Yeah. Also, wouldn't it it'd be figured out like immediately that he's doing this shit? And I'm pretty sure that like the fact that nobody has reported him, there's not been any it's just strange. I don't know how the fuck he would be ever able to get away with this in the context of the TVA, but hey ho.
What we saw in
Consider this: the TVA sees all of time, yet they seemingly occur within time because they can comprehend ways to quantify and measure time. How the fuck isn't someone at the TVA aware of what he's doing already?
Yeah.
And
they specifically didn't want that.
Instantly.
He knows that. He's aware. He references it, and then he's like, "I'm going to get my Time Ripper," which for all intents and purposes, his Time Ripper is just a less efficient time grenade that they had before.
He doesn't have access to the time grenade if they literally got rid of it. So obviously he's gonna have.
Couldn't he make some more?
one, make some. Two, his department presumably would have had to given theirs up. He would have had this philosophy at the time. Are you telling me he couldn't conceal them?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, man. He can smuggle in a time ripper, but he couldn't have just fucking changed a 99 to a 98 on a sheet when they were checking out the inventory for his department.
Yeah, but they're already he's already just doing a lot under his like his superiors'
Employers'
noses.
noses.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So why can't he also just pocket a few grenades? It's a good question.
Yeah, exactly. And his department seems fairly independent, so like presumably he would be overseeing like inventory and shit like that. So he'd be like, yeah, no, we used the like we used X many of the ones we were delivered. We used 18. You guys gave us 100, and then he could just be no, they actually used 17, but he's saving one, or he's
Yeah,
saving however many he needs, because
yeah,
those things would have been going around like hotcakes given how much they were doing it.
yeah. I would also doubt that all of those grenades would be destroyed. Like
That's true.
that they would never say, hey, let's keep a couple of these around because there's this Kang guy who's kind of a problem. We may want to
Well,
prepare these.
conceivably a timeline could go so utterly rogue that it threatens the TVA, in which case having a off switch would still be worthwhile.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Creation to illustrate the concept of immediately ending a universe. And furthermore, you do realize that the time grenade isn't instantaneous, right? If you watch Loki, you'll see it very slowly expands as opposed to wiping out everything straight away. How Paradox describes the Time Ripper implies that the timeline gets erased before you can even respond to a sentence, so that's more efficient than the time grenade.
So what do you think they're gonna...
It's not more efficient, it's quicker. If we're being, I guess that technically would be, if a splitting has, I guess it would be more efficient. But the point is, it doesn't matter. Like, there is no counterplay to the time grenade.
Mm.
Not really. Otherwise, again, how did they work in all of those timelines with all of those far more powerful and competent heroes?
Yeah.
Complete it quicker. They'll be like, oh, that's not what we told you to do.
And Paradox would explain why he thinks it's better for the TVA. He'll argue that it's more merciful and efficient than watching the universe decay for thousands of years. And while there is a chance that it can fail, I don't know what else you want Paradox to do by that point. We've established that he wants to change the TVA, and he thinks that his life would be wasted if he were to commit to the TVA's orders. So from his perspective, that doesn't feel much different than him being locked in a cell for his crimes. In fact...
Really? I would think that just going through just like organically changing the TVA to match his point of view would be more efficient.
Yeah, he would be much better. Like, he would be much better served orchestrating a reason to incentivize the TVA. So, like, again, maybe going to a universe and giving them a bunch of tech that allows them to actually defy and challenge the TVA, so that the TVA understands that people, like, the argument being, hey, they may turn against us, we need more time grenades, and we need to at least prune certain timelines, then over time, progressively, like, there's way better choices he could make if this was really his objective and he was remotely intelligent. Like, I don't know why he would expect, hey, that thing you told me not to do, I did it, and look, it did the thing that you guys found objectionable would be convincing in any way. Like, why would he think that? Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, those. Yeah, again, his superiors will just say, "Okay, noted. Also, you're going to jail because you were what you're doing is obviously illegal."
Yeah, and it's against company policy. You're probably fired. You're probably gonna get executed because, like, I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
they do capital punishment. So
Yeah.
like, which he can't affect any change. If, like, again, if he's invested in, this is like an argument that people often use, and nothing but love to SK. But again, I don't know if he stands by this still, but like the problem is he's like, oh, why would he give a fuck if he's in jail if he thinks his life is already being wasted? It's like, well, no, if he's in jail, he can't do anything. If he's out of jail, he can do something. I think he would rather be able to do something than nothing.
Yeah. I guess the main point with Paradox is to say if you find somebody insane for breaking a law that they disagree with and just their response to law enforcement is saying, "Look, I proved a point," and but they still get arrested anyway without accomplishing really anything. Why would you look at Paradox any different?
Yeah, exactly. Like the reality is most people don't want to be caught because whatever they're doing it like people don't do shit randomly. They do it because they think they're trying to affect some end. And
Hmm.
yeah, Paradox has no reason to believe that one, what he's trying to do would convince anybody, and two, that you know, he would still be able to actually affect change if and when he inevitably is uncovered as having done this, because it is literally his objective to be caught.
Mm.
That's what his day-to-day feels like to him anyway. So if he even thinks there's a slight chance of changing the TVA's viewpoint and therefore being considered a pivotal figure within the organization, he'd rather take the gamble than sit around for thousands of years achieving nothing. Stuff like this motivates gambling.
So, like I said, that's his core motivation. It's already completely.
Yes, but the problem is gambling isn't like it's I the gamble here is so nonsensical that it's
Yeah,
the
all the
guy
odds are
has
stacked against
possibly
him. The odds are
yeah
stacked against him.
yeah to compare this, because I know some people make the argument with Zemo, for example, right, to be like, oh, Zemo took this insane risk to pass himself off as a psychiatrist at the UN thing, right? It's like, yeah, but Zemo literally doesn't really have he doesn't have a better opportunity to contact Bucky, because after that Bucky is going to prison, which is going to be probably harder to get into than UN facility,
Mm.
because he would be kept. How is Zemo going to get to the raft where Bucky is reasonably going?
Yeah, it would be under like a much tighter security. Yeah.
Yeah,
Fucked because
so
the
it's
second they
but
find
the
out that
problem is this guy has more than one option, and he doesn't pursue the better options. He pursues probably. I think this is probably the worst plan he could come up with, actually.
Yeah. He could just start his own faction and just say, "Hey, I'm going to do things the way you want me to, obediently, but I would still be it would still be in my professional opinion that we should do things my way." Like that would be much more efficient.
Yep. Yeah.
that he's done any of this, he is doomed. And it seems as though they actually reference the fact that he seems to be aware of that. His whole team are aware that what they're doing is not sanctioned. And for some reason, they think that if they complete the job, that would get them a promotion, when all it's going to do is have the result it has at the end of the film, which is that they get reprimanded and then told what they did was wrong and possibly go to jail.
So your sole argument for why his motivation is bad is that he could end up in jail if they don't accept what he's done, despite the fact he already sees his life as a waste if he commits to what the TVA is doing. Paradox can either choose to live out a life he sees as wasteful, or take a gamble at changing the TVA and becoming a pivotal figure, which the consequence of failure
this is
would
kind
be a
of
waste
reiterating,
of
but yeah, it's not the only option. He has multiple yada yada yada, right? It's not doesn't really make much sense.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think it's pretty fair for him to go with the latter. This feels like if you were to criticize Zemo's plan because of the
Uh-oh. There's our resident Nostradamus again.
Yep, it's me.
All right, let's
fair
play.
for
I
him to go
foresaw
with
this.
the latter. This feels like if you were to criticize Zemo's plan because of the many ways it could fail and bring him to prison, despite the fact he sees no point in living anyway and plans to shoot himself if the plan works.
I feel as though this is a false equivalence.
Well, yeah, for a number of reasons. Number one, Zemo. So first limitation. Let's just go down the list. First limitation Zemo has that he doesn't: time. Zemo doesn't have infinite time to do what he wants. He, in fact, has what amounts to, because of the nature of the movie, a very tight timing window after the fuse is lit, essentially,
Yeah.
to do what he needs to do.
He also has he also has selfless motivations. Like he intends to kill himself afterwards. Paradox doesn't. Like he wants to run
Paradox.
things.
Yeah, Zemo's objective. Also, Zemo's objective is complete once the Avengers, kill themselves effectively, or he wants to destroy the Avengers as a concept, which he succeeds in, by the way, which is another big difference, because Zemo's plan was, for all of its many moving parts, pretty much the only thing he could do. Like himself acknowledging it, he saw an Windows Zemo saw an opportunity and he took it. This guy didn't like the opportunity he says that he's seeing doesn't make any sense. That's the problem. It's just a little bit deeper than that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, you can say it's Paradox, like Mr. Paradox thinks that the problem is at stage one, you need to rationalize why Mr. Paradox thinks that this would help him affect any change anyway. You can completely understand why Zima would think it, because I mean, for a start, it fucking works. For very understandable reasons, it works. Like he basically learns about a weakness in two of the major Avengers' relationship and exploits it. I don't know
Yeah.
why anyone would think that wouldn't work.
Yeah.
Like, if I knew that someone assassinated, like, again, let's like say that there's two, like, that there's a security agency, and the two functionally leaders or significant leadership figures, one of them has a friend who killed the other's parents, and you learn that fact. It's pretty safe to conclude that their relationship is not going to be the same after.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Criticizing his character this way completely misses the point.
I don't even know how to like. What else is there to say?
What else is there to say? Give me a better plan. Give me a plan that Paradox should have come up with if he wanted to change how the TVA operates and boost his power within the organization.
Okay, go through at it through legitimate means, like go at it by the organization's standards.
Yeah. Do us or like if you want to be more radical and more quick again, pull a psyop. Try to create reasons why pruning might be necessary. Try to manufacture suffering in a universe that is dying to
Make a
expedite the process.
PowerPoint, make a professional PowerPoint, and pitch it to your bosses.
Yeah, exactly. That honestly, that would be better. Like my start, yeah. Like as a first step, hey, the PowerPoint, all right, it might be better than what the fuck he's doing here. But like like the best plan would probably be like, yeah, just find a universe, and one is probably out there where after the death of the anchor being, like there's significant suffering happening in it, and just pitch that argument. Like find that it's like, hey, this is happening here, by the way. Have you considered this? I think we should maybe start with pruning these universes, and then over time, like you can push that needle further, right? That's a way better plan.
Right.
If you can give me that alongside definitive reasons he'd come up with it, I'd accept there's a flaw here, but you haven't done this to any capacity.
And one thing I would like to add.
Okay. Yeah, I think we kind of addressed that argument pretty well.
Yeah.
Add on to what SK said is the fact that the TVA, the problem they had beforehand is that they just wipe out any new timeline off rip even when the universe could live on completely fine. Whereas with this new dilemma, the universe is slowly decaying, which would result in a slower and more painful death for people eventually.
So yeah, TVA Man is an embarrassingly terrible character, and the entire story hinges on his stupidity.
President Biden? I've never heard so much malarkey in my whole life.
With Asana, AI teammates are here to help level.
Hey, malarkey. Famous.
Come on, man. Come on.
Come on.
TVA in Act 1 alone. But don't worry, they're made even worse in Act 2 thanks to a throwaway line. Blade and Elektra tell
Oh, yeah, this. Oh, my God.
Deadpool that the reason they are in the void is because the TVA decided their universe was dying, and people like them don't go quietly. The TVA knows that, so they put them in the void.
What? What are you talking about?
First of all, what the fuck are these two going to do to stop the end of their universe?
Wait, what is she gonna do? What are they going to do?
I'm sorry, again, we are dealing with Blade, who is like slightly enhanced Dampier Man, and Elektra, who is basically Black Widow with size. Was she gonna fucking chuck them at the universe busting fucking
No, but even that, like, what context could you possibly have to say, you know what, you're too dangerous. We're going to prevent you from dying with your universe, so you can be a nuisance in our side.
Yep, that's
somehow.
Yeah. You're so dangerous that instead of leaving you to die, we're gonna fucking save you. Fucking what? The fuck?
TVA considered two people with swords and guns a threat to their reality-wiping device. Just activate it in the middle of nowhere like you did in Loki, you fucking donkeys. Second of all, why even tell them that their universe is ending? If they have no knowledge of this and you didn't introduce
Yeah, this is like the other thing I
yourselves,
was gonna say. If like the argument is, oh, the grenade should be fucked with, it's instantaneous. Oh yeah, what happens if they place it fucking 10,000 leagues at the bottom of the ocean? Who are they gonna get? Fucking Namor? Like, it's like,
It doesn't have to be on Earth, does it? It could just be anywhere. It could be
yes,
like on
they
on
could
an
just.
abandoned
That is
planet.
actually a fantastic point. They could put it in fucking, I don't know, like they could put it on Andromeda or something. Like,
Yeah, there's no limits. There are no limits on where they could put it.
yeah. Like,
they wouldn't
you
e-
don't understand. Yes, we may have placed the fucking grenade in the center of a dying neutron star at the fucking edge of Proxima B, but no
Somehow Elektra
universe
found
dies.
it. Somehow Elektra found it.
Somehow Electron,
She doesn't. She doesn't go. She doesn't go away quietly.
Yeah, exactly. Neither does Blade. You know, it's like, yeah, man, they're gonna do a lot about it.
even be
I think the
able to
best part is not
rationalize
even
what
like
the
Thor or Captain Marvel, so it's fucking Blade and Elektra who are dangerous in that universe, man.
fuck is happening as they're being wiped out, much less fight back. I need you guys to understand how fucking insane this shit is. Blade and Elektra weren't able to defend themselves from being touched by a stick, but the TVA was worried they'd be able to stop their
Wait, one
universe
second,
from
DD. Elektra and Gambit are actually really strong. I can't remember all the characters they're fighting at the end in the Void, but they're actually fairly powerful characters. I mean, so like again, Jack introduced this at the start. It's like, I know it's like mainly a power scaling concept, but like the idea of like tiers, right? Like Elektra is top tier in like a particular context, right? Like if she's fighting someone hand to hand, she might be like the top of the top in her respective field. There's like comparable ones, but you know she's pretty high up there. But she's like, what is she supposed to do about a fucking grenade that destroys everything and can be placed like 3 fucking star sectors away?
Hmm.
Like, she just doesn't have anything she can do about that.
Yeah.
Throw a
clothing.
sigh
Dumb
into the universe.
fucking piece of shit organization.
Yes, I agree that TVA is a dumb organization, but this point holds no weight.
What? It's a dumb organization, but it holds no weight. Okay.
The point is that the TVA is dumb, but that doesn't hold any weight because I agree the TVA is dumb.
We have no
What?
context of the exact way that they got sent to the void.
Yeah, that's a problem. It doesn't make any sense. You can't
Yeah, why would
justify
they
it.
send them to the void?
You can't justify it, which is why it's vague and ambiguous.
For all
It
we know, these people
doesn't make
did
any
have a
fucking
way
sense.
to fight. We have no context of the exact way that they got sent to the void. For all we know, these people did have a way to fight back against this.
Oh my God, this is unfathomable head canon levels.
It's left.
Yeah, like correct me if I'm wrong, but like because again, I know that he's the sort of guy to go into this with comics knowledge and just be like, oh yeah, they did this in the comics. They could
He
probably
can't
do
even
this here.
justify it. He just
Yeah,
say
but like
like,
what?
just assume that there was a scenario.
Yeah, like just to be clear, Blade catches damn near close to L's from like kind of regular above human vampires, and Elektra catches L's from Bullseye.
Yeah, yeah. Like Electra's most popular feat is dying. What do you expect me to do? What do you expect me to think of? How do you expect me to believe that she'll prevent her universe from being wiped out? Come on, man.
Yeah, like she can hardly deal with a guy who can throw fucking pencils pretty good. Like,
Ah.
Ambiguous
which
how
again, like
exactly.
you were going back to the power level context, right? Like Bullseye against someone like Elektra is like pretty unfair because you know it's like the range thing, right? But like, you know, he doesn't compare to fucking universe wiping grenades.
they got here and what were the circumstances. And also, they could have been sent to the Void for the same reason Deadpool got sent to the Void. They could have approached them with a similar offer to Deadpool. And you mentioned the time bomb grenade, but again, they do not have access to that anymore. And we don't know when they got put in the Void.
I don't know if Laura is here for the same reason. It doesn't make sense if she was, because she is also powerless to stop the world from ending, and we get nothing additional on why she's here.
Why do we need extra explanation on how exactly Laura got into the Void, or any of the other people for that matter? We know
Because this is like a
What do you
this
mean,
th- this
man?
goes
Because
against
they're
this
there.
goes against their entire like stated goals of wiping out universes. Why have remnants of universes of discarded universes
You need to
for no
understand how
reason?
Frodo got to. Why do you need to understand how Frodo got to Rivendell? He's just there in the scene. The fuck? Like, I don't know, man. It's just kind of nice to know why people are where they are in a story, dude. Actually, like, fuck.
know there's possible ways for her to be sent there that the audience can reasonably assume if you've watched Loki or even this movie thus far. So why would
Just use headcanon, bro. Just use headcanon. Like these are terrible defenses.
the movie be obligated to waste unnecessary time going into extremely great detail on the circumstances for why and how they got sent here?
This is such a bad faith. Like, you don't need to go into it would take a line for Blade and Elektra to explain why they have been sent to the Void. For example, they had a person who, like, was a superhero that sent them there in their universe that was powerful enough to do it, like a dimension hopping, character. Option 2, someone from the TVA, like, went rogue and or saved them. That's not very good at all, but it's better than what they fucking have, which is they would put that deliberately. Like, option 3, I was trying to think about actually the best way to probably do it would likely be they would dealing with, like, like the best solution would probably be there was like a Doctor Strange kind of character who sent them there in their universe, because but then the question would be, why didn't they fucking send themselves there? It doesn't make any fucking sense for them to be there. Is what I'm basically coming up with.
Into extremely great detail on the circumstances for why and how they got sent here. Is it because you have a bagel lodged in your throat when you talk and you just want to take the movie in bad faith so that you can make core criticisms against it?
Bad faith when you can't offer any good faith explanation for why things are happening. Your only defense is, well, just think of something. Just think of something, guys.
Yeah, and like I'm just like I'm convinced there's nothing that I can actually come up with that makes sense. Okay, no, no. Okay. I have one. I have one thing. The TVA for some reason just wants to, like, torture them. That's the only reason.
Or maybe
but even then, yeah.
mine would be like maybe Paradox could be like like the Collector. He's kind of like a fanboy of sorts, and he just like goes from universe to universe, like collecting people like he finds fascinating or cool because he's a
Or it
big
could
old
just be he
nerd.
wants, or it could just be he wants, like, one version of, like, every like, meta-human character from every universe, or, like, I
Yeah,
guess Elektra wouldn't qualify then, but, like, something, right? Like,
yeah. He
or
wants to,
maybe, like, maybe it's like, oh, he wants leverage against, like, this universe's Daredevil at some point, right?
yeah. It's something, I guess.
When you talk and you just want to take the movie in bad faith so that you can make core criticisms against it?
And as if TVA tech wasn't confusing enough, these special phones that can open multiversal portals don't have any safeguards on them. They can't be locked or restricted from the TVA headquarters. And apparently, they are extremely easy to operate. Like, boomer-friendly easy. No learning or prior experience required. Because Deadpool is able to open a portal underneath himself during like the half second he holds it while falling. I know the slow-mo makes it feel like it's longer, but Blood wouldn't have been able to even read what was on screen in that time, much less punch in the location he wants to go to.
Deadpool literally has the perception to be able to react to bullets with ease, and you
Oh my God.
think he wouldn't be able to do
Does
what
he?
you just said as he's falling. And
I think he's
Doesn't
like
he get shot?
I think he's mistaking like the slow-mo as like real time. Oh
Also,
no.
yeah, and like he's saying, like Deadpool has the reaction speed to do this. I correct me if
Blood,
I'm like again.
does he think he's a Flash? Does he think he's Quicksilver? Like, what is this?
Yeah, like correct me if I know he can like react to bullets, but I don't know he can dodge them. Like, if we're going with the, like, because there was that fight scene, and like, this is fucking Origins Wolverine, but like he could like deflect bullets with his swords, but that's not even reacting to them. That's like Ozymandias catching bullets in Watchmen, where he like kind of knows the trajectory it's gonna go with and puts up a like a defensive thing in front of him.
Yep. Oh wait, super chat from Coolman229. Thank you for the $2. Was Colin right? And the answer is usually no.
Yeah, I mean,
As
but
for the
like,
points about
yeah, I don't know that he has that level of superhuman perception or agility at all. Like, yeah.
the Tempads having no security systems, this can be defended by two things. One, it's a problem with Loki and not this movie because, again, the movie would just be running with what was already pre-established.
Okay, it is
Still
a
a
conscious
problem.
decision for the writers to adapt, like take the ideas from Loki and put it into their film. Like they're making it shit.
Exactly. He couldn't just not touch it. In Deadpool 2, oh, DD, in Deadpool 2, he couldn't even deflect every bullet. Just want to mention that. Very true. Yes,
Yeah.
he can't dodge them. Again, I was like 90% confident on that, but Deadpool can't fucking react to bullets. Like,
Yeah. Do you know what it reminds me of, Jan? Like, have you ever seen superhero movie with
yes.
Drake Bell? Like, remember that one scene where the villain's just like, I have these diamond cutting knives or just devices, and
Yeah.
Drake is just like, I'm not wearing diamonds. He's just like, yeah, and then just like throws it. And then he's just like jumps in slow motion, but it hits every single one hits him.
Exactly. Yeah, no, exactly. This is the thing. It's people just don't understand the difference between like reaction time and like prediction. Like Deadpool, from all my personal interpretation of Deadpool and like how he deals with these things is like it's like when Cap puts up a shield, he's not reacting to the bullets. There's just an obvious direction the bullets will be coming from, and so he's putting something between himself and the bullets. So like he can predict the trajectory. He's not reacting to them. Like,
Hold on.
he's not fucking Neo.
Let me
So
quality
yeah,
on
we need
this.
extra
And
HD,
Loki. And
Colin.
two,
Let's go.
Deadpool could have taken Paradox's Tempad while he had it open already, or unlocked already, so we can just infer that it was already unlocked. And as for the final point about how Deadpool knows how to use it, I, one, don't know why it would be an issue that the Tempad devices are user-friendly and convenient to use, especially if they need to be used fast and efficiently while the TVA are doing their job. And two, Deadpool could have just figured this out by either it being easy to figure out the controls of, or from his meta-knowledge. Or maybe Paradox already had a previous location up on the pad already that Deadpool just clicked in. And either way, even if I was to concede that, oh, it should have taken Deadpool a couple extra minutes or even seconds to learn how to use the controls on the device, what is stopping Deadpool from just running around until he does that? The only
Okay.
Like what this invention called doors and locks.
Like passwords, like yeah, this idea that the TVA, an organization that cares heavily about like incursions, like making sure timelines remain pure, the idea that they wouldn't have any precautions or like steps to ensure uh that their equipment isn't misused.
Yeah.
The idea that they don't care about that is just
Well,
I it's just unbelievable.
yeah, like and again, this is tech that humans have in this universe, but it's like, why is it just not possible to make the devices such that, okay, you get this device when you're in the TVA, it is encoded to like your biometric profile, so like only if your fingers touch the buttons it actually does anything.
Hmm.
You could absolutely do that, and there would be no reason not to make sure that these devices can't just be easily, from grunts that seem to be pretty easily dispatched by, Deadpool, that they can't just be taken away from them. Like, imagine if fucking Tony Stark got his hands on that in a universe, you know? What the fuck are you gonna do then? Or like Hank Pym or anybody that's like remotely, you know, higher level intelligent.
Yeah.
The thing that changes about the movie would be Deadpool.
What if the leader gets it?
Yeah, the leader.
The dumbest smart person in the entirety of the MCU.
Yeah, would probably still be. I mean, yeah, he'd still probably be able to do something with it. Shuri. There's so many people, man.
Yeah.
Doesn't just fall into the portal as he's falling. So this again would just be a nitpick.
Before I
Again, this is another concession. He's 20 minutes in, and he's continuously conceding points.
Again, fine, Colin. I agree. It is a problem. You weren't bothered by it. That's for you to grapple with, I suppose. But for the rest of us, we were, and we're not wrong to have been bothered by it because it is a problem.
that location is, I've seen people defend certain choices this movie makes with, that was the joke, or that was the whole point, or that was a representation of this thing in real life. For example, Logan as the Fox universe's anchor being is a representation of how in real life, the X-Men franchise was carried by that character. That is a real one I've seen. And if you're tempted to leave a comment like that,
you are welcome to keep it to yourself. Because I don't care.
Let's try to assess the script without linking it to the writer's intention, death of the author and all of that. Actually don't, more comments are better for the algorithm. So Deadpool uses super speed to set the location to Logan's grave, which happened in 2029. Okay, yeah, everything is fucked. Someone at Marvel Studios HQ didn't get the memo that Logan takes place in 2029.
Hey Clyde, it's 2029. Why are we still talking about mutants?
So, the only explanation for Deadpool's arrival here is that they retconned Logan to take place in or before 2024. They make this abundantly clear by showing a scene that takes place in 2018 after Deadpool 2, and then returning to the present with 6 years later text. Then when TVA Man captures Wade, in 2024 mind you, he tells him Logan is already dead. He doesn't say he will die in 5 years, he shows him footage from Logan and speaks as if it's already occurred and the universe is currently starting to dissipate from losing its anchor being.
This is your universe. That is what happens when a universe loses their anchor being. See how it decays from the inside? Your anchor being died in an act of self-sacrifice so epic that it sent shivers down the timeline.
And then this insane nonsense is one-upped by the fact that
it's like, wait, man, so like, if he like tripped and died in the shower, it wouldn't have done that? Like, what do you fucking, why does that matter? That's, like, it's like, what does the manner of the death matter at all? It's like, the fuck? I don't know. It's just a weird bit of dialogue.
Yeah.
Deadpool duology don't actually take place in the same universe.
So he just went on a long-ass yap session because he didn't know the simple fact that the tempad can take you to any point in time, so Deadpool ending up in 2029 still fits and makes complete sense. And on top of that, the TVA have access to all of time in a timeline. So yes, for him, it would be something that's past tense. Man, what a crazy concept.
Deadpool 2
No, it wouldn't be what? Wait, what? How would that be? Wouldn't it all just be present tense then?
I don't know.
Like, you know, I just, this is, whatever. I'm sorry, I just, like, man, this is so fucking retarded. Like,
in 2018 and featured the main X-Men as their younger selves. If we accept Deadpool 3's retcon of Logan's year and universe, then these poor chumps have aged fucking astronomically in 6 years.
So I don't necessarily blame someone for bringing this up as a criticism of the movie, because this part is a bit confusing to most people, and even it was confusing to me before, and like I kind of started to question the same thing. But basically, due to the fact that in Days of Future Past they
before I hit the bong and came up with an explanation in my mind how it actually makes complete fucking sense.
Before I got I obtained media literacy.
Logan is set in a different timeline as well.
Let us go talk to the professor.
McAvoy or Stewart? These timelines are so confusing.
And not connected to like X-Men 1 through 3 or the Wolverine. But they are still all a part of the same universe, but a different timeline within said universe. Hence why you see on Paradox's screen all the little withering branches, because those are different timelines along the same universe, which is the white line. And Logan's death is no longer anchoring all those timelines to the same universe. It is a little confusing, but once that was all explained to me, I no longer questioned the movie about it, and I didn't think it was a problem.
Speaking of rapid aging, Laura would.
Okay, is it still a problem for you, Jan?
Yes, because it doesn't make any sense. If you think about the mechanics of time travel for 2 seconds, none of it makes any sense. So, like, for example, because of Logan's death, they all splintered, but they were all old at the time of Logan's death, so it should have been one timeline. The splintering doesn't happen until Logan dies, so that means there has to be one continuous time stream. There are no timelines before Logan, so there are no timelines that, like, so if you think about this as like a graph, right, or like it's plotted, like let's say that 2029 along the x-axis is like when Logan dies, it should be a straight line before that point and then the branching occurs. So it literally like it doesn't matter. And more's the point, there would be no timelines before fucking, this shit for Deadpool to be aware of.
Yeah.
Doesn't make any
would
sense.
have been sent to
It
the
doesn't.
void shortly after Logan's death when she was 11, which is shortly before this movie, and she somehow aged 7 years when Deadpool sees her.
And your proof that she should have been sent to the void after Logan's death should have happened right after when she was 11 is where exactly? He literally provides no proof of this.
Well, no, it has to be after Logan died because what other point would that have been?
Well, what he's saying, I guess, is so after Logan dies, they could have waited like 7 years to grab Laura and send her to the void. Because
Okay.
the universe still exists after that. But then shouldn't there be multiple Lauras because it's branching off?
Yeah.
Like why grab one Laura? Why grab Laura at all? Why does she matter? Like, yeah. It's fucking weird. Doesn't make any sense.
That's a nice argument, Senator. Why don't you back it up with a source?
My source is that I made it the fuck up.
And yeah, I've seen people claim that Logan is in its own isolated universe, even from the other X-Men movies, which I don't know how true that is. I don't really care, and frankly it sounds like a headache figuring out. All I know is that it can't coincide with Deadpool.
Okay, so why can't it coincide with Deadpool after what I've already explained?
Logan takes place in 2029.
Deadpool happens before you fucking rhombus. Doesn't make, of course, something that happens in the future can't happen in the past. Holy shit.
Logan died in Logan. Not touching that.
People have been arguing against the idea that Deadpool and Wolverine did not disrespect Logan with the Wolverine in this movie is not the same one. They did not change anything from Logan and you can still enjoy it, which I have no doubt a small minority, like the people who eat crayons and need Subway Surfers gameplay on screen, have the misconception that they're the same Logan. But to the rest of us, this is a straw man, and also wrong. They put their fingers all over Logan's timeline. They manhandled it and pulled the setting of that movie into a different time and location. But maybe that doesn't count to you because it's not about the characters. Okay, fine. So, unbeknownst to most, Deadpool and Wolverine is canonically a sequel to Logan. No one is saying we can't enjoy Logan anymore as if everything he did in that movie was overwritten. But now we have confirmation of what happens after Logan. We have confirmation that Deadpool will desecrate the meaningful tomb created by his daughter. We have confirmation that his remains will be broken apart and used to sadistically wipe out a bunch of clowns. We have confirmation that his remains are to be scattered throughout the forest and embedded in the bodies of a bunch of idiots. We have confirmation that Logan's death, a result of his sacrifice to save a group of children, is the cause of the end of his universe. We have confirmation that he's to be literally replaced by a genetically identical Logan. We have confirmation that Laura is to be raptured and tossed into another dimension, away from her family, for no reason.
And for all we know, they're all dead. They're all gone.
Yeah, exactly. X-23's story doesn't matter at all after Logan anymore. Because she literally had absolutely almost no hand in the shaping of her fate after the fact. which was the entire fucking thing that Logan died for. So, you know.
Yeah, so this is pretty this is like the best like the best critique you could come up with for the entire film. At least for in the
Yep.
context of it desecrating Logan to tell its story.
Yeah, exactly. Because Laura was a pretty big part of fucking Logan, you know, and her story doesn't matter anymore now. So, nah, it's fucking great.
Yeah.
To another dimension, away from her family, for no reason.
So the only thing that you've pointed out for how they disrespected the Logan movie is that Deadpool, of all people, defiled his grave and used it to kill TVA agents.
No, that's not
No,
that's not
that's not the
simply what
only
he
thing he
said.
said. There was a little bit more in there if you would listen to it again.
Colin.
You could, one, not only pick a worse character to say this for reasons that should be blatantly obvious to anyone that's watched the other two Deadpool movies, but also, just because his grave was destroyed and Deadpool used his body to kill people, that doesn't mean that the story of Logan was now disrespected.
It literally was. It literally was. His choice was supposed to help people, but it ended up being for nothing.
Yeah,
What are you not
like
getting?
the the meaning. So just on like a fundamental, like, you know, lizard brain level, him digging up his corpse from a grave made by Laura to commemorate him is like literally defiling defiling that scene,
But
like
but
defiling
but
his
but
works.
but he made a joke about Fox and Disney defiling his grave, so he's not defiling his grave. Don't you get
Oh,
it?
okay. I I apologize. That's, yeah, my mistake. Fuck, yeah, that is, hey, that is pretty true. Yeah, they did do, when I always, this is why whenever I murder a person, which I of course do on the regular, I say in the courtroom that I was doing it to parody the act of murder, and that's why I always get off. There's your trick. If you want to go around killing people, that's what you do.
It was an ironic murder, Your Honor.
Yes, it was for the content. Callisto, sleep. See ya. Bye. Have a good one, man.
Yeah, see you, Callisto.
The it's just, yeah, and then of course, like, the entire payoff being like Laura now gets to, instead of having to, like, is it not somewhat disrespectful to you, Colin, on some level of the, when one of the major reasons for all of Logan and Laura's endeavors was so that Laura can live with her family and basically escape a overbearing government organization that she then winds up captured and imprisoned by a massive government organization that Logan had no fucking means of doing anything about. Doesn't that kind of undercut that a little bit? Doesn't it undercut it further that Laura doesn't really seem that bothered by that on the whole, or doesn't like make a big ado about it to the TVA?
I'm trying to think of what his response would likely be. Uh, he'd probably just say, "No, because that's in Logan. This is Deadpool Wolverine. Are you
Yeah, this
stupid?"
is different. It's a different movie. Why are you upset about them keeping continuity or fucking whatever? Yeah, my mistake.
Logan's sacrifice and reason for dying in that movie is still very much intact. And
What did I tell you?
Crazy, man.
I would even argue that even from the
You're also,
grave, Logan is
fuck, you're psychic too. I didn't know. Crazy, man.
still helping
It's still
kill
intact,
corrupt
even though the entire point of why he did it ends up being for naught. But that's fine. It's, yeah.
TVA agents, planning to destroy an entire universe and continue doing so in the future. I honestly think Logan would be happy for his bones to be used in this manner. Same with Laura. Literally none of the stuff.
Why is he using the Animal Crossing music? That's weird.
I don't know.
He
I
mentioned
feel
is
like Deadpool didn't have to use his bones. He had like swords and shit that were better. But anyway.
To destroy an entire universe and continue doing so in the future. I honestly think Logan.
I'm sorry, like this is my autism talking, but the Animal Crossing background music is distracting.
Distracting.
It's
Yeah,
it's so out of tone for
Tom Nook.
what's happening.
Would be happy for
Tom
his
Nook
bones to
is
be
gonna
used in this
come after him, alright?
manner. Same with Laura. Literally.
Yeah, Nook would come over. would come over to him and ask him for berries for his lack of for his lack of job.
Look, all I'm saying is people portray Tom Nook as an evil man, all right, but he offers you an interest-free mortgage, all right? That's insane. He's a hero. Who the fuck offers you an interest-free mortgage in big 2025? All right, Tom Nook. That's who. What a Chad holding down the fort.
Uh,
The
None
lion
of the
doesn't
stuff
concern himself with property appreciation.
that you mentioned is disrespectful, and it does the complete opposite of what you're saying by the end of the movie. And I
it does the complete opposite. By
Yeah.
it brings back her Laura's family.
Yep. 100%. Yeah. That dude. Don't
It
worry.
it doesn't
Don't worry about
invalidate.
it.
It doesn't invalidate the Logan who actually saved her. His decision. It did. Uh, it did. It validates that in the end. Really?
already
Come
explained
on.
why in my last response video to High
$20
Top
super
Films
chat.
about this movie.
Even if they say this isn't
Oh wow.
his
Okay.
Wolverine, that's the distinction they make.
I'm
It's
here
not
curious about Kino's thoughts on Colin's defense of Spider-Man for PS4.
I think I already
Claim it's also
I already covered that with well, Spider-Man 2 or like the original PS4 one.
yeah. Fans recognize your product just as much as it seems them misdiagnose the bad one. Yeah, I mean, I would not expect Colin's arguments for why. I guess he means Spider-Man 1 because Spider-Man 1 is like considered uncontroversially good as far as I'm aware on the PS4, where
Hmm.
Spider-Man 2 is a little bit more controversial.
Yeah.
I've
Spider-Man
not
2
played either of
sucks.
them. Oh,
Yeah,
okay, yeah, fair.
yeah.
Yeah, I've not heard like too many good things about Spider-Man 2 outside of people who are Spider-Man hyper fans.
Yeah, the first Insomniac Spider-Man is all right, I would say.
Which whenever I hear, dude, it reminds me of my girlfriend likes this one. We both have our preferred shitty IGN reviews, but it reminds me of the Hogwarts Legacy IGN review where the guy was like, "Yeah, this is like a 7 out of 10, but I'm a Harry Potter fan, so I'm giving it a 9." It's like, thank you, Mr. Reviewer. That's very useful. The first one. Oh, okay. I mean, I've heard good things about that one, but I've not played it. But I do imagine that Colin's arguments for why it's good would be pathetic. So
Yeah. You should watch the stream I did on SK's channel where we went over his video talking about Insomniac Spider-Man 2.
yeah,
That was
I
a
saw
fun
part of
time.
that. I saw part of it. I was in an airport at the time, but yeah, no. I just remember like wanting to kill myself because I saw it did the thing where he slow walks around the room and like looks at shit. Peter does in the game, and he like vocally describes what everything is and its significance to him. You're not left to infer absolutely anything from your environment. The game needs to be explicit, which that's always that's always a green flag for me. You know how I love overt exposition. It's my favorite part of any media.
Yeah.
At the end of the movie, and I already explained why in my last response video to High Top Films about this movie.
Even if they say this isn't his Wolverine, that's the distinction they make. It's not the Logan that died in Logan. The movie, the characters make it so guiltily clear that they are not trying to tarnish what James Mangold and Hugh Jackman did. Half the jokes and lines about it feel like a direct apology to James Mangold. Sorry, buddy, we promise we aren't trying to fuck up your movie. Yet, if I was James Mangold and I'm sitting in that theater opening night and see the most tender, emotional moment of my film be clipped on the TV screens at the fucking TVA while goofy comedic extra number 5 sheds a prideful tear. We did it, Joe. I would seppuku myself with a fucking pointed horn of a popcorn tin. I would take that adamantium bullet and send it flying straight to the back of my skull.
I can't believe it, but I'm siding with High Top Films.
Yeah, High Top W. Holy fuck, what a Chad. Like,
so you're deadass saying they're disrespecting Logan by having the clip of his death playing as pretty much all the characters in the room are sitting there respecting his sacrifice. And wait,
yes,
is the
it's
only
corny and shitty and goofy and doesn't make it's completely misappropriated when what they're planning to do is to fucking eliminate his universe.
Yeah. Oh wait,
including the person, y compris the person he's having this tender moment with.
yeah. $20 super chat from A Edge. I am here. Curious about Kino's thought on call. Oh yeah, we already went over that. I didn't know it was a super chat.
For everyone in chat, this is what we call a Biden moment. All right.
Sorry.
No, yeah, sorry, I think I might have muttered a bit. Oh yeah, I said $20 super chat.
Yeah,
That's
sorry. Yeah, I was
no, it's
away.
fine.
Yeah, I was away from chat. Sorry.
No, that's all good. I'm keeping that
Yeah,
before.
yeah, but I didn't know it was a $20 super chat. Or otherwise, I would give it more attention. But yeah, uh, I like Spider-Man, Insomniac Spider-Man for the PS4. Story-wise, it's pretty good. It The only negative I have for is just everything else everyone has already said about it, which is the Mary Jane portions. They're just unnecessary. And as we all know, Insomniac Spider-Man 2, they just double down on those aspects, along with a bunch of other bad aspects. But again, just check out SK stream that I appeared on. Yeah, I feel as though we do a good job of giving all of our takes on it, just like reviewing it to death, essentially. Again, thank you for the $20 super chat, and thank you all for any super chats. It's greatly appreciated.
Only person in the room not being very respectful, which makes sense for his character right now, and he is literally being laughed at by the other characters in the room because they think the Logan of his universe is so much better. If anything in that scene, they're disrespecting Deadpool more than they are Logan. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Okay, so I hate this because it's just that he's just buying into the the film's like framing and not what it's actually doing.
Yeah. Yeah, he's not conceptualizing it at all in the context of like what the grander narrative is. It's literally just, yeah, no, they are literally being respectful of Logan in the sense that they are like paying deference to him, not the fact that they are doing this at all is, and how it fits into the storyline is disrespectful, just the way it's implemented.
Yeah, it's kind of just like saying, "Oh, Luke." Nobody outright disrespects Luke Skywalker in The Last Jedi, so why are you saying that they
Yeah.
disrespected him? It's that same.
Yeah,
It's that
exactly.
same kind of argument.
Quick question, sorry. Why is Laura here? I mean, on a thematic emotional level, sure, you need that third act emotional push. But seeing that little tormented and tortured violent girl who had that underlying vulnerability, seeing her all grown up to be a generic multiverse outsider, a Marvel Studios caricature who wears the same glasses during a pop song superhero walk, a caricature that has no purpose other than to give the lead superhero an emotional speech? I don't know, man. That's about the most disrespectful, disingenuous, distasteful continuation you could have thought of. And
Yeah, that.
Bro, he can't stop winning. It's insane.
Yeah. I applaud you, High Top Films. Like, they just took this complex character and commodified her for
Yeah.
forgettable slop.
I really doubt that.
Yeah,
was
like,
the point.
and again, thinking about the narrative, I'm sure that, when Logan was fucking sacrificing himself, the life that he was envisioning for Laura was, oh yeah, she's gonna have to fucking run around and be a superhero. She's not gonna be able to have a comparatively normal life,
Yeah.
That was his best
I
outcome,
don't think
I
any
think.
of them had
This was.
intended for that to play that way, and I'm sure it won't play that way to a lot of audience members. But, like, what?
I can't do this.
If the whole movie was about her getting to finally spend time with her dead father, sure, I guess.
So it's disrespectful to have Laura explain to the version of Wolverine that has almost no hope left that he is a hero, that another version of himself was kind of similar to him, and he still pulled through to show up when it mattered the most, and gave her a chance to have a life. It's disrespectful to have her
Yeah, what
motivated-
life? What life did he give her exactly?
He gave her like for all we know, like a couple minutes with her friends until the TVA showed up, said, "Hey, we're going to tell you that we're going to destroy your dimension, even though you literally can't do anything about that, and we're going to yoink you for no reason." And so say goodbye to your friends and families because you're going to spend God knows how many years on this like shithole that we trapped you on.
To say nothing of the fact, it is like just again, it's the slopification of characters where Laura was this, especially in the context of like current Marvel, like pretty unique female character with a very particular place in it, and now she's just action girl number 2679. You know,
Yeah.
you're taking away anything that made her unique or interesting. The entire point was that she wasn't a quote unquote superhero.
Yeah, she just wanted to be a girl.
Yeah.
Now she's forced into that role.
Yep.
Wolverine to grow as a person and put more hope in himself. Like, I'm sorry, but what the fuck is that point?
Why do you need Laura to why do you need Laura to tell him that? Why can't it be any other like a character from the X-Men films?
Every single Laura storyline that at least I'm not aware of every single comic book one. I know that there's ones where she like takes out the mantle, but like the most significant ones to me that up in my memory is obviously X-Men Evolution, where she was introduced, and this one, Logan, I mean. And like in both of them, the point is she wants to not be a superhero functionally. That's like her thing. That is what makes her interesting. Is she's a person who's dealt a very rough hand and is trying their best to not play the hand that they're dealt.
Mm-hmm.
You say she's a generic multiversal outsider or whatever, but on a thematic level, this also connects to something that I brought up earlier about how the movie doesn't end on a tragic note like Logan did. Logan developing as a character not only helps Wade realize that doing things like saving these outsiders and bringing them together as a family in the end is good enough, but it also allows him to save another version or the same version of Laura that another Logan saved who ended up in the void. And
Please clap, guys. They gave you a like a shallow dinner table scene. Please clap.
Yeah.
he
Yeah,
allows
and,
this
quote
Laura
unquote happy ending, you know.
Yeah.
yet another chance to continue living a better life. And on a more hopeful note as well. This time she gets to continue living on with a version of Logan, her father, and a new family. And another point I've
Why
seen
is that a
others
more hopeful note than what? I guess yeah, it's more hopeful if fucking Logan survives. That doesn't just totally undercut the significance of like the entire fucking movie, whatever.
bring up is, oh, Logan's sacrifice means nothing now if Laura just ends up in the void. But I have to question, how would Wolverine's sacrifice be meaningless now? Even Laura herself says, I got to grow up because of you. I got to live because of you. By this logic, if someone sacrifices themselves to save someone and that person they save dies in the next 5 years, then that sacrifice means nothing. Even though the person that they saved...
I mean, okay, fine. I'll rephrase. I guess it doesn't mean nothing, but it means a hell of a lot less. You truly agree. Like it's less significant, and it also like the point is they are choosing to deliberately undermine the sacrifice or like how much it means, or like how much he accomplished really. Because as far again, Logan absent this movie, as we just look at that ending, Laura gets to live with her friends and family, and grow up to be potentially a as good as can be well-adjusted person that doesn't have to contend with like the constant fucking strife that drove her to be what she was at the start of the movie.
Continue living for a long time because of that sacrifice. And if anything, this movie actually makes Logan's sacrifice more impactful because now...
What?
No? What are you talking about?
Not only does Laura eventually get to grow up with another version of himself, but also, this contributes to saving the entire fucking multiverse.
No?
No.
It had nothing to do with that.
Yeah, no.
That was Deadpool and Wolverine. Had nothing to do with him.
But Laura gets out of the void and lives happily ever after, and the universe gets a new anchor being. The stupid bullshit still happened. The new multiverse rules, written by a narcoleptic gnome, are still canon. Don't isolate the conclusion as if the journey between the previous ending and this one doesn't matter.
It's so funny how he included that. It just works as a rebuttal to what he just said.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's crazy, you said all that, and still none of that outlines why it's a problem that this happens throughout the journey. And
Well, it does outline that pretty well. You're just not computing it for whatever
Please
reason.
keep up. Please keep up. It's not difficult. He outlined it like 10 minutes ago, man. Like
I've already
it's not
outlined
that hard.
earlier why these things aren't disrespectful to the story of Logan. But yeah, let's keep saying things are problems without explaining why exactly they are.
He did explain.
He did. You didn't like the explanation. That's your issue to have, man. But he did explain it.
Yeah. Skids, hello there. How stupid is Colin this time? Pretty stupid. Pretty stupid.
Pretty dumb.
He's conceding on his points without even realizing it.
They could
Yeah,
have just
it's
left
all a
Laura
nitpick, man. You don't get it.
alone. They couldn't even be bothered to provide a legitimate reason she's here.
I mean, I already explained earlier why they aren't obligated to give some grand in detail.
Yeah, you explained it, did you? Oh, yeah, you did, man. For sure. Yeah, that's what you did. I
Yeah.
believe you.
Yeah. Explaining is just saying it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Explanation as to how and
Just
why
watch
they got
the
sent
movie,
to the
bro. This reminds me of fucking Organized Chaos. Like,
void. But as
unironically, it's like, why do you have to fucking have explanations and nitpick every fucking thing? It's like, I don't know, man, because I can't
Where's
give a shit about what I'm watching.
where's the racism? Where's the homophobia? Where's the low hanging fruit I can appeal to?
Yeah, why did you fucking just, like, tell me that you think that having two mums is cringe, alright? Can't you just say that for me so I can be done with this shit instead of watching what you're actually saying? God.
Yeah.
Thank you, Organized Chaos,
So
for
the
being a
reason why
retard on the internet so we can laugh.
the writers included her in the story should be pretty obvious to anyone who's watched the movie, or even just listen to what I said earlier in the video.
But yes, you're all right. None of this is disrespectful. The same way how I could urinate on your freshly deceased family members' corpses, husk fuck the remains, and tell you the memories you had of them are still in your head. They still did the things they did. Then you can just soak up the piss and cum with a sponge so it'll be like nothing happened. I mean, for fuck's sake, Deadpool
I can tell that this is the father. Very good
Yeah.
movie.
admits this right
Excellent
at the
film.
beginning.
How are we going to do this without dishonoring Logan's memory? And I'll tell you how. We're not.
Shouldn't you guys be furious that he says something so indisputably incorrect?
No, because I watched the movie and saw how it played out. And
Did you?
I know you watched it, but I don't think you really thought about it at all.
I watched it, yes. I consumed product. Very good. That's step
Now
one. What about, like, all of
now
the
I'm
other steps?
now I'm awaiting for new product. And for it to tell me what to think about it.
Yeah, and it's gonna be great. I already
the
know.
only thing you've pointed out that is disrespectful, technically, is to defile someone's grave. You haven't actually pointed.
Technically.
The only yeah, technically, it's technically disrespectful to defile someone's grave. That was made by that. Let's be honest, their surrogate daughter because they saved her fucking life and her friends' lives. Yes, it's pretty. That could technically be called disrespectful, I suppose, in much the same way that the sun could technically be called star. You know, like yeah.
I wonder how Laura would react if Wade told her what he did to
Yeah.
his her actual dad's grave.
What
If
do you
she
mean
would
she?
if she would think it was technically disrespectful.
Man, what do you think? I don't know what she said. What he said that Laura would be fine with it. He knows this. It came to him in a dream, bro. She would be fine with, hey, I had all of these options, but I elected to fucking defile your father's grave that you made for him, which now pretty much no longer exists. You know, like, yeah, man, it's great. I'm glad you did that.
Out how the story told in Logan or his sacrifice was actually disrespected. Meanwhile, I've pointed out how his sacrifice was literally amplified, but okay.
Oh, I learned
Yeah, that didn't make any sense. You didn't explain shit.
Yeah,
after writing
yeah.
this that it turns out there's a separate group of Deadpool and Wolverine fans.
I was helpless from his cage.
Let me read chat real quick.
Using this quote as proof that it is
Logan
indeed
sacrifice
disrespectful,
endangered
but that's the
Deadpool's
whole
universe.
point.
That is
He's
actually,
Deadpool
you know
after
what, an edge. That is an excellent point. We could argue that because Logan sacrificed himself, they're in this entire mess. So on some level, Logan's sacrifice actually caused more problems for X-23.
Hmm.
because she would be fine if he didn't sacrifice himself, or she might be, I guess better off. Certainly her friends were, because, her entire universe is dying, which I think is worse than, being hunted.
After writing this, that it turns out there's a separate group of Deadpool and Wolverine fans using this quote as proof that it is indeed disrespectful, but that's the whole point. He's Deadpool after all. This is something he would totally do. Have you guys ever thought, for maybe a microsecond, that yes, this is in character for Deadpool, but he didn't have to be written into the scenario, especially when his reasoning for doing this makes no fucking sense from his perspective, as I'll go over later?
So your argument against a character staying in character and doing something that you didn't like and haven't made a good argument for it being meaningfully disrespectful to the story and sacrifice of Logan is that the writers didn't have to put Deadpool in this situation. Okay.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
the writers did not have to put him in that situation.
I actually don't even agree with Madvocate that it is in character for Deadpool. I don't think, like, I think Deadpool has a pretty, having, experienced the pain of it many times, would have a pretty serious relationship with death.
Yeah.
Not like that. I know he does in the comics, but not like that. But like, yeah, no, I like people will say, oh, he like took a selfie with the grave in Deadpool 2, so like this is very different from him fucking defiling the grave.
Yeah, plus he's like at least in the films, I assume that he respected Logan. Like he wouldn't like say, "Oh wow,"
Yeah.
like
Yeah, like
yeah, I should respect him a bit. He would
the relationship.
respect him a bit.
Yeah, the relationship read I have on them is like he will absolutely rip the piss out of him in life, but if, especially knowing the context, which presumably he does, he would not defile the sacrifice, right? Especially since he could quite literally relate to it because he was willing to die for his loved ones as well.
Right.
Have to put Deadpool in this situation. Okay. By this logic, Arkham Knight is disrespectful because the Joker mentions Bruce Wayne's dead parents and trauma in a goofy song. It's
Yeah, it's not this. That's not the same thing.
Again, this is the Flanderization. Joker and Deadpool are not the same at all. Certainly not in the Fox movies.
bad because the writers didn't have to put that song in the game and make Joker sing it. Like, what the fuck are we talking about? And I swear to God, if I get comments from someone saying I'm contradicting myself with my criticisms of Kill the Justice League, it just goes to show that you didn't actually pay attention to my criticism of the game and writing in that scene.
Anyway,
I mean, I don't even know what you're talking about. Like what specifically you're talking about. Oh wait, like when Batman gets shot.
Yeah.
Well, apparently he was a clone all along, so don't worry about it.
Yeah, which is great,
That you didn't actually pay attention to my criticism of the game and writing in that scene.
Anyway, circling back to anchor beings, having Logan be the anchor being of his universe makes me question how the fuck anchor beings are even selected. The fact that they are described as an entity of such vital importance that when they die, their whole world slowly withers out of existence implies that they are selected based on what they will do in the future, or perhaps the level of power and influence they are to be born with. In other words, actions and characteristics are predetermined, aka
Do you think
there's
Hitler
no
would
free
be an
will.
anchor being?
Hitler?
His actions shaped like his action. I mean, listen, his actions shaped like the entire 20th and part of the 21st century. All right, it's pretty impactful.
Everything will
Oh
be
my God.
exactly as God or whoever the fuck planned it. And even if we accept this premise, you need to keep in mind that it's not just the Earth's life that depends on one individual's existence. It's the entire universe. The life on other planets and galaxies depend on it too. Like, I know there's no proof that Celestials and the Eternals exist in the Deadpool universe, but you would expect an entity of cosmic proportions such as them to be the universe's anchor being, not a guy with weird genetics who saves a group of kids. I would expect Charles Xavier to be more anchor-worthy than Logan, given the generosity and hope he chooses to spread throughout his lifetime with an ability as powerful as his.
You literally
I mean, arguably, without Charles Xavier, Logan doesn't become the Logan he is now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah.
his lifetime with an ability as powerful as his.
You literally haven't pointed out a single contradiction or reason why the rule doesn't make narrative logical sense. You are quite literally just asking existential questions about why a universe works the way it does. If
Oh my
I was to
god.
ask you how
Oh look, it's the amazing Lucas
The
as
amazing
the Earth.
His alternate persona
was created, or why does gravity exist and work the way it does, you would not be able to give me a definitive answer to either of those questions.
You're right, because that's fucking reality. This is a fictional story. Like,
Well, I was
why?
gonna say he used this exact point when he and I talked about it in that like debate on the disagreement day. But like, so number one, laws of physics are like a horrendous example because we completely understand why, like, we understand they exist, not why, but completely and utterly how they work, and we can deduce reasons why. Like, it's not comparable to a guy being selected as like a vital being. That seems that it has a process and has mechanics behind it, and we don't really know anything about it other than it exists. I can tell you a fuck ton about gravity, and like how it works and why, and how it like at this point we have such a thorough understanding of gravity that we can like deduce how it interfaces with like time.
Mhm.
Why would you compare these things, you retard? Like, these aren't the same. To say nothing of the fact that it's, yeah, gravity, the universal force that everyone understands exists, is totally comparable to a fictional one that selects for an anchor being. That intuitively just translates, right? That's a very transient thing.
Hmm.
And then you have to think about how the universe has already existed for billions of years before Logan was even a sperm cell.
This again isn't a contradiction. It could literally just be that the universe won't die so long as the anchor being is born as they're supposed to be born. It's a very easy thing to infer.
And if it was able to exist for so long without him, then he really isn't much of an anchor at all. What the fuck was the universe anchored to before him?
It is of no concern. It's anchored to the fact that the universe is supposed to have something happen, such as a character being born, and if you mess with how those events play out or lose that being, then your universe will wither away. Why is that so hard?
Yeah.
Go on.
Like, him explaining it just offers so many questions. Like, why? Like, again, it just begs the question: why is it like that?
Yeah, help me out, Professor. Like, if Professor Colin. So, like, if all of what you're saying is true, how does this account for like entropy and the ever-increasing amount of entropy? Is the TVA able to perfectly predict that? How does this account for the nature of time and whether or not it is a dimensional phenomenon, whether or not it's a spatial like consequence of space? How does it interface with like universal, like the fact that like light, how we perceive time as creatures? Why is it based on us? How does it interface with like the Big Bang, the creation of the universe? At what point does an anchor being need to occur? How does it interface with the idea that like randomness can like affect certain events without our direct hand? How does it work with all of that? Because I forget, you know. Astrophysics is astrophysics is this very simple field that everyone understands, of course, and everyone considers. And it totally makes perfect sense if you think about it for, longer than like 10 seconds. Hey, here's a good question. If we know that Logan is going to be born, and like we know when he's going to be sacrificed, how the fuck why would like a universe, or why would whatever determines an anchor being ever select a person who is perishable and isn't eternal? Is the universe conscious? Is it not invested in defending itself? Does it just happen to, occur randomly?
You just don't have
So think
media
about
literacy.
that.
You just don't have media
Yeah,
literacy. He
I know.
like this professor right here, media literacy.
Yeah, yeah, I don't have media literacy, but I have book literacy, so I can read like, fucking The Theory of Everything, and or Cosmos by Carl Sagan and conclude that yeah, it is really fucking complicated. Like,
To infer.
We have got to the point where literally
How are you liking this video so far, Jan?
it's great. I love it. Perfect.
It's almost as if the anchor being mechanic is fundamentally nonsensical. I don't know.
It's almost like you haven't pointed out an actual problem with the rule and just started asking existential questions that don't actually hurt the film's writing.
It's almost as if asking questions like brings attention to how bad this aspect to the plot is. But okay.
The problem with your video, Madvocate, is you start asking these really unreasonable questions, such as, why does anything happen the way it does?
The exact same kind of
Fucking
argument
idiot.
with some idiot saying that it's a problem in Across the Spider-Verse that canon events exist in Across the Spider-Verse.
Yeah, it is stupid. It
Yeah,
is
canon
dumb.
events are
Like,
silly. They are less silly than anchor beings, but they are still silly.
Why do canon events happen? Why does it be with Spider-Man? Like, if you deadass think this is a problem, take a look at any story you like and ask yourself, how is the universe in this universe that the story is being told in, how was that created? If you can't find an answer to that, just like we can't find one in real life, or at least one that's definitive, then that's a problem with that story. But
oh my God, God, man. Okay, things the way things happen in stories is the plot. Okay, that's just like cause and effect, like sequence of events. There needs to be a reason for why a canon event like occurs. Like
Yeah,
there
also,
needs to be underlying reason.
why is he framing this in such an absolutist fashion? Like, yeah, man, we don't definitively know why everything happened in our universe, but we have some pretty good ideas at this point. I wouldn't expect you to know about how any of it actually works. You know, like the fact that we are actually able to determine the universe's age pretty concretely based on like background radiation from when it was first created. I wouldn't expect you to know that, but it is a thing that we know. We have no fucking clue how the anchor beings work. We know less about this universe than we know our own. That's fucked up.
Yeah. Like
Colin,
so, there's no point to having anchor beings or canon events or any other that even this other multiverse bullshit other than having those just dumb like lazy contrived stakes because they can't because the writers can't be bothered to come up with something more creative or original.
Yep.
But I doubt you
Hey,
want to run
Edge, for $5. If Colin
Oh
is
boy.
your lawyer, just plead guilty. His defense will add to your sentence. True. He's the opposite of Saul Goodman.
Saul Badman.
that brain dead standard.
And then we have the lovely rule of incursions, which has to be mentioned because the plot revolves around characters universe hopping. Deadpool wants to join the Avengers in 616, the TVA want to permanently transfer Deadpool to 616, and Deadpool wants to permanently transfer another Logan to his universe.
Stephen, your arrival here confuses and destabilizes reality. The larger the footprint you leave behind, the greater the risk of an incursion. An incursion occurs when the boundary between two universes erodes and they collide, destroying one or both entirely.
Deadpool.
Oh my God. We talked about this like at the start of the stream. Incursions are complete bullshit. They're wildly consistent. There's no they only come into being what the plot wants it to, essentially.
Okay, but have you considered two things? Number one, just watch the movie, retard. And number two, they look pretty cool.
I did consider either of those things
Oh,
because
there you go.
I'm not a crayon eating toddler.
Unfortunate. Well, maybe you should in future.
Would leave a massive footprint on the sacred timeline by joining and helping the Avengers, making the TVA even more brain dead by wanting this as if they wouldn't fucking know that incursions are a thing. The new Logan would leave a massive footprint on Deadpool's universe by becoming its new anchor being and a new hero. The main characters' goals will cause the erosion of their universes should they succeed, and the latter does happen at the end of the movie.
I want to show you something. Your universe is regenerating. Whatever you did here, you not only saved your world, you spared your timeline from extinction.
So,
oh my god, dude, when she said regenerating, I just realized that I can already picture myself in the writer's room and they were like, holy fuck, man, their powers are like regeneration, and they regenerated their universe.
Whoa,
No
themes,
we're
bro,
so
themes.
we're so fucking smart, dude. Holy shit. Fucking crazy, man.
Hi, Deadpool universe, and possibly new Logan's universe, since both can be destroyed. Multiverse of badness is just a gift that keeps on giving. I have seen someone claim, unironically, that there is nothing to suggest that an
Okay,
incursion.
I'm gonna like this is not even devil's advocate. This is like past that. I don't know who's like worse than the devil. There's gonna
Steel.
be a guy out
Oh.
there. But like, to be fair, as stupid and insane and retarded as incursions are, they do make more sense than anchor beings. Just to be clear.
Because
They
there
make
could be
more
like an
sense.
imbalance. Yeah,
Yes,
because
like it
yeah.
makes more sense in the sense of like if a person comes to a timeline, then their presence there upsets like reality because they're not supposed to be there. That makes intuitively more sense than there is a single individual whose lifespan can be like 200, 300 years that, you know, is going to be born, and then after their death, the universe dies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Because it just causes just a dimensional imbalance. Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
Will happen because the TVA doesn't prune timelines anymore. The TVA are not behind incursions, you fucking backed up Colin. Incursions are a naturally occurring phenomenon, just like how anchor beings are.
Stephen, your arrival here confuses and destabilizes reality. An incursion occurs when the boundary between two universes erodes and they collide, destroying one or both entirely.
God damn, the absolute cope for this movie. What we have here, once again, is a story that fundamentally does not work. Thanks, Michael Waldron.
I like how again he just dragged out this point with a pointless yap session just because he didn't listen to the simple line of dialogue that he put on the screen. Reed says that there is a risk to cause an incursion, not that it would happen 100% of the time. And what proof do you have that Deadpool being in 616 or either of them universe hopping will leave some massive
He says it
footprint?
confuses and destabilizes. What? He says it risks everything because, like, you know, obviously if he's here long enough, it's gonna fucking murder everyone. Now, of course, we know because that movie sucks complete unfathomable ass that, you know, they somehow keep people in prisons and that somehow fixes the problem. But, like, yeah, doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't.
Crazy.
You literally just say it will and don't show any proof as to why it would. And also, he mentions that this Wolverine became the new anchor being, but the movie literally never states that he even is the new anchor being. All they say is whatever they did here fixed their universe from dying, and they're not sure why, because this has never happened before. And I want to go back to this part of what he just said.
The main character's goals will cause the erosion of their universes should they succeed, and the latter does happen at the end of the movie.
I want to show you something. Your universe is regenerating. Whatever you did here, you not only saved your world, you spared your timeline from extinction.
So goodbye, Deadpool universe, and possibly new Logan's universe, since both can be destroyed.
I cannot be the only one sitting here like my brain just got blown out. You literally cannot make this shit up. Madvocate, you just played a clip of the lady who runs the organization that has the technology to see the future of a universe and damage to said universe, telling you that they just saved the universe and it is regenerating. And you are still unironically criticizing the fact that an incursion is a possibility.
No, you're not. You're not understanding. You didn't listen to the part previously when he said that the TVA is in like the timeline isn't dying due to lack of anchor being, but it is still dying because of an incursion. The TVA doesn't like what the TVA says doesn't matter. They aren't. The TVA isn't in charge of incursions, as Madvocate said.
Mm.
You wanna know what's a scam? Your fucking education. Yeah, that's what the scam is.
I think I'm gonna talk about the man himself for a little bit and then dip. So Mr. Wade Wilson is dumb. And I don't mean, oh, he makes dumb jokes and acts like an idiot most of the time. Acting immature does not equal stupid. So his whole thing in this movie is he wants to join the Avengers to show Vanessa that he matters, that he can be part of something bigger.
I want to matter. I need to show my girl that I matter. Sir, my girl is kind of had it with my shtick, and if I don't turn things around and do something with my gifts, I don't think it's
How
gonna
do we
work out.
feel
for
about
me, and
that
I
for
wouldn't
Vanessa's
blame her.
characterization, by the way, that after he's literally sacrificed himself twice, she's quote-unquote had it with his shtick?
It's just another just aspect to this film so that's never been built up. That just comes
Yeah.
out of nowhere. It's all stupid.
Yeah, like Vanessa, why would Vanessa get upset with Wade when she literally loves Wade for Wade? Like, I know it's, oh, for love fades or whatever. It's just like, yeah, but like, I mean, there's usually a reason for it,
In the
you know?
last film, he literally went back in time to save her. Like
Yes.
why is she not satisfied?
Yeah.
Is he supposed to look like he matters to Vanessa by going to another universe and fighting alongside a team she knows nothing about? Is he going to record his sessions saving the city and play it back for her when he comes
Get a
back?
fucking
She
Zoom
can't
call
even
her.
read about it, see it on the
Hey,
news, or
baby,
even
check
be
out Twitch.tv. I'm streaming my fucking raid with the Avengers in a fucking another universe.
in the world he's saving. He tells TVA man he doesn't mind traveling for work, so he's not under the impression that he'll be bringing her and all his friends with him to live there, which even if he did, you can't just plop a group of people in a new universe and expect them to carry on with their lives. I guess Wade is fully banking on
right?
Vanessa taking his word for it and being captivated by his storytelling.
Again, you literally can't make this shit up. Madvocate, you literally just gave a good defense for your own criticism. Yes, Wade could record things he does. He could get newspapers to bring over. He could get YouTube clips downloaded from people and news sites. There is multiple ways he could show this off to Vanessa. And it's
Like this is
just
this goes against his like his point. He's saying that it's not feasible for him to work in a separate dimension and expect that it would repair their relationship.
Let's be a little bit serious, man. Just like a little bit serious for like 2 seconds and not pretend like going to another universe and clip farming your activities with the Avengers on YouTube.com is like in any way a realistic proposition. Like let's be serious about that for 2 seconds, please. It's not like he's going on a work trip to fucking Riyadh, right? Like
Colin.
Its criticism just completely misses the point of Deadpool's like internal conflict in the movie as well.
You should
as well.
you should not be lecturing people on missing the point.
Probably, yeah.
Wait,
Also,
what'd you
Chaos
say?
Jumper in chat, isn't Wade also loosely associated with the X-Men? If he cares about mattering so much, wouldn't he just suck up his pride and join them as a full-time member? Yeah, that would be a way better option for
very
any of this shit.
very intelligent point. How do I know that? Because I made that point literally at the start of this stream.
Yeah, no, exactly. Like, it's, yeah. Like, why wouldn't that would be a way... He could literally join a PMC if he cared about that, right? Like,
Yeah.
he could join a fucking charity. He could work at the fucking soup kitchen. He could do literally fucking anything before this.
It's about him getting over his own insecurities to prove that he does matter and he can make a big impact, not just to Vanessa but to himself as well, so that he may feel like he can continue being Deadpool in his universe, which would also get Vanessa back on his side in his eyes, which I explained in even more detail in my High Top Films response video.
When TVA man spills his entire evil plan in his office, he's a bumbling fucking idiot, of course.
Well, that's ironic.
But the writers didn't try to make Deadpool look any better by having him point that out or question anything. He doesn't say, "You do realize you're trying to impress your bosses with a tactic they practiced and abandoned in the past, right? Or, you do realize you just told me everything I need to know to stop you, right?" Isn't it funny that Ultron made fun of the villain exposits their evil plan trope, but the meta-aware, fourth-wall-breaking yapper didn't highlight this during what is arguably the most egregious example in these movies? Like, I'm not saying it would have made this shitty scene any better, it would have just been lampshading, but it's certainly low-hanging fruit for a meta joke, and I'm surprised they didn't take it, especially since he calls the Time Ripper a MacGuffin before even learning what it is, but nothing about the idiotic villain monologue. It makes me feel like they were either unaware of their horrendous writing, or they didn't want the casual audience to become aware of it.
Well, one, I already went over how Paradox's plan isn't as stupid as you made it seem earlier. Two, what is the problem with Wade not being worried about having a debate with Paradox right now and instead picking up on more information and being worried that his fucking universe will die? And three, Wade doesn't know exactly how the TVA works, nor what their system was like previously in full detail, probably. So for all he knows, maybe Paradox has a good chance of accomplishing his goals? I just gave you 3 easy reasons you could have thought of for why Deadpool is acting how he's acting after getting the information from Paradox. And on top of
Didn't
that...
he agree earlier that Paradox's like plan, or like him telling this to Deadpool is stupid because Deadpool could just kill him?
Yeah.
Like, if
Yeah,
you're
and
under the impression that he could do that, surely, like, what's TVA Man gonna do, or like Mr. Paradox gonna do if Wade just decides to draw a sword and just fucking cut his head off right now?
yeah, he has nothing. He
What's the
thinks
counterplay?
he thinks he can do something because like he has this weird superiority complex despite not being
Yeah.
able to do shit to him. But yeah, can't really do
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah, like he's just gonna get if he's in the same room as him in front of him, if Deadpool has a mind to, he's just gonna, get stabbed, shot, or whatever. Like, this guy, listen, the TV, to quote, to quote a Joe Abercrombie novel, as I like to do, in this context, within the reach of his hand, Wade is master. It doesn't fucking matter whether, this guy is a TVA man or not. Wade can just kill him if he's in range.
Mm-hmm.
Deadpool was literally trying to carefully get close to Paradox to take his temp pad away in that scene that you just showed.
And then Deadpool's only solution to his universe ending, which he acts upon with no discussion, is to dig up Logan and show the TVA that he's not actually dead, because according to him, that's not how regenerative healing factors work? What the fuck is that supposed to mean? He heals fast, therefore absolutely nothing can kill him? Looks like all 5 writers kind of forgot that Deadpool already fucking acknowledged Logan dies in his second movie, making his reason for digging him up even more nonsensical.
Yeah, Deadpool saw him die, quote-unquote, in his movie, but it's very clear that he doesn't actually believe that Logan is just dead like that, because he has a similar healing factor to Deadpool, who can't die, and that there's a possibility he could still be alive, off-screen of that movie, hence the reason he digs up Logan's grave.
Even if we ignore the acknowledgement...
And what's he gonna fucking regenerate from? Also, like, this is just a problem that, like, they have, I know, in the comics with healing factors, because they just have to gas them up to make, like,
Yeah.
Deadpool and Wolverine competitive in some scenarios. But, like, his healing is good. It ain't that good, Like, I'm pretty sure if, like, his brain is completely annihilated, then that's the end of that, right? Like,
Yeah, if you decapitate him, like he's done.
yeah, like, he could decapitate him. You could, like, again, I think if you shot him through the head, that would certainly go a long way. With Wolverine, obviously, he's more protected because he has the skeleton, right? So, like, most conventional weaponry won't, like, it's hard to decapitate him. But, like, with Wade, I mean, Wade's more killable than Logan, just so we're clear.
Yeah.
He claims Logan is still alive despite that the TVA, the multiversal entities who watch people for a living, told him to his face that
Maxwell,
Logan
actually, I
is
want to
dead and
highlight,
the
makes a good
universe
point.
is
If
unraveling.
Logan was alive, wouldn't he have just dug himself out? Yes. I mean, that would probably be my first move. But no, I guess Wade thinks he's just chilling in the grave or something. I don't fucking know, man.
because of it, and showed him footage of these things happening.
I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. Wolverine is not dead. Sure, it made for a perfect ending to a very sad story, but that's not how regenerative healing factors work.
Why the fuck did he say this to the audience and never to TVA Man? Remember how Wade immediately reassured TVA Man that he's not dead, just going through a midlife crisis, when he thought he was the anchor being? Weird how he didn't do the same when it was revealed it's actually Logan, especially since Wade is so certain he's not dead. And this isn't a heat of the moment scenario where he has to make a decision on a dime, mind you. 3 minutes pass from the time he's told Logan is dead to deciding he's going to dig up Logan, not
He could have also just asked him, "Hey, like, why would he assume that Paradox is lying? Like, it, those cameras aren't just there aren't physical cameras. They just see through just anywhere they want. So he would know for a fact that he's not alive in the grave."
Also, why would he lie to him in like such a fashion, right? Like if he had a mind to be deceitful, he would go about it differently. Like whatever else he is, it's a problem that he's as honest as he is in the scene, Mr. Paradox. But you know, Wade has no reason to think he's deceiving him, given the fucking retarded shit that's leaving his mouth.
once
Like
does he tell
sometimes what you're saying is like so stupid to say to the person you're saying it to that it can only be the truth. Like there's no other option. This is such a case.
TVA Man he's wrong because Logan is actually alive during these 3 minutes.
Once again, why would he need to say that for sure if he would think that they wouldn't even believe that, since they clearly already have their minds made up? And on top of that, him going to dig up Logan's grave is also something that Wade does out of desperation. And when Wade is told that Logan died, he's more upset in that moment that Logan was so important and not him, because that's literally his core internal conflict in this movie.
Once Deadpool learns the ugly truth a second time, he chills out with Logan's skeleton until the TVA agents show up. Instead of universe hopping to avoid being caught, like he does in a few minutes, he decides to kill all the agents and the ones that join in, because that'll be an amazing look to TVA Man when he brings him an alternate Wolverine.
So you're arguing that it's a problem that a character tries to lower the number of people that are constantly coming after him in a moment where he's very clearly extremely frustrated about what's going on.
Your intellect is as weak as your dollar. Failure is your destiny. You disrespect yourself and your nation. You are made of stupid.
With Asana, AI teammates are here to help.
That was a funny ad break. Strength of Wolverine healing factor is inversely proportional to the strength of the writer's Adderall. That's true. In comics, he can regenerate after having his flesh, including the brain, be ash. In other comics, he dies in a puddle of water. Yeah, I completely agree that the writing for it's like just the problem again with trying to have a character like Wolverine be able to have team ups with particular characters and have him remain competitive. Like again, he's a guy with claws, man. Like he's, you know, again, like staying in his lane. Like there is probably no human thing that could kill Wolverine unless it's like adamantium based or like, you know, I guess it like destabilizes the molecular bonds in adamantium or some shit like that somehow. But like, I mean, what the fuck is he supposed to do against Magneto, right? Like,
coming in, Deadpool says, "I gotta find me another Logan," as if it's intuitive that anchor beings can simply be replaced by someone from a completely different reality. If the way to stop the universe from imploding was as easy as stealing another Logan, TVA Man would have probably already done this, but I guess DP immediately concluded that he's never tried or thought of that before. He didn't consider, even for a second, gee, maybe TVA Man hasn't replaced my anchor being with another one to satisfy himself because it simply isn't possible. Remember, TVA man doesn't want to end Deadpool's universe for no reason. He's just too lazy to look over one whose death timer has started ticking. What's also strange about this is Wade is convinced that whatever Logan he chooses to steal will easily replace his dead anchor being. So, what's stopping him from realizing that the Logan he steals is possibly the anchor being of the universe he's stolen from?
Dick move.
Man, it's crazy how everything you just said can easily be rebutted with the fact that Wade is desperate and also consistently impulsive, illogical, and or immature as a character at points of emotional turmoil.
Yeah, so again, you're just proving his point of like his solution being really stupid.
Example: 1. Him shooting the guy at the orphanage in Deadpool 2. 2. Him literally trying to off himself for the whole beginning of Deadpool 2 despite knowing that he can't die. 3. Him talking shit to Colossus and Negasonic instead of continuing to keep his eye on Francis, which leads to Francis getting away.
These are all 100% comparable to hopping to another universe, grabbing a Logan, and that not having been tested, and also, you know, that having no consequences, because that
Oh,
guy happened to not be an anchor being.
also, like, notice how these are for the two previous movies. Like, we're not, he's not expected to develop as a character at all. Like, he has to make a
Yeah.
a bigger monumental fuck up.
Yep. He is, I would say by the point of Deadpool 2, certainly by the end, he is better at controlling his emotions.
I guess not.
Right.
By Deadpool 3.
Yep.
Canada!
Cockshot! Oh, your poor wife! All the dinosaurs feared the T-Rex.
Deadpool, obviously the guy behind you could have gotten away when you're not paying attention. Deadpool, why would you keep punching Colossus when you keep breaking your limbs? Wait, what do you mean this is completely in character? Well, that doesn't matter because did you ever think that the writers didn't need to make him do that?
4.
I mean, I think it's kind of out of character for Colossus to not point out that, you know, Thingy's getting away.
Yeah.
I'd probably say that, but I mean, yeah, it's not like a massive problem because I mean, Colossus also doesn't completely know who the fuck that person even is. So
Yeah. He might be worried that Wade might try to kill him and not and
yeah,
just let him get away because he doesn't know who he is.
yeah.
Leaving his girlfriend in the dust to find the person who can fix his face, thinking that will magically fix everything despite all he's done, instead of just trying to talk to Vanessa as soon as he gets out of the program. 5. Him spelling out Francis's name with a bunch of dead bodies instead of just immediately going up to where Vanessa is because he hates Francis so much. 6. Him standing there as Juggernaut is charging at him about to kill him, which will take a while for him to heal from.
Look at the little fella, he's doing it. There he goes.
I just say as well, like, what is he supposed to do about Juggernaut charging at him exactly? At that point, like, what is he gonna do?
He's the Juggernaut. He's the Juggernaut, bitch. What's he supposed to do?
Yeah, is he gonna pull out a gun and shoot him? Is he gonna try to get out of the way? I'm pretty sure Juggernaut is faster than him. You can grab him. Like, yeah.
7. The way he fights people and can often stop to talk shit and do goofy stuff instead of being as efficient as possible.
You killed Black Tom, you racist son of a bitch! There's nothing I can't kill.
Well, like Scoutmaster Kevin used to say, there's a first time for everything, son. Give me your best shot, One-Eyed Willie. Those bullets are like super fast.
8. Deadpool creating X-Force and basically letting anyone on the team that wants to join. 9. Him purposefully pissing off Russell when he first meets him, which results in property damage and Colossus and Negasonic getting fucked up. And 10. Him purposefully pissing off Francis, despite it making his life at the medical facility, quote-unquote, even more of a living hell. And I don't know why you're framing Deadpool, who doesn't know shit about how this anchor being or timeline shit works, as him being an idiot for simply trying an alternative that he can think of when his universe is on the line. fine. If you think what he does is stupid, give me an alternative plan to stop Paradox, or his universe from dying, that I haven't already outlined probably wouldn't work. And you mentioned that other Wolverines could be the anchor beings of other universes, as if Deadpool would give a shit about that. And even if he did, he could
I
simply
think
take
Deadpool would give a shit about an entire universe being annihilated, actually.
that Logan
Like,
back
yeah.
and keep
I mean,
Like he describes himself as a hero.
yeah, and again, we're ignoring the development stuff. He clearly cares about other people, certainly in Deadpool 2. Even when he was an assassin, he gave a fuck about, like, his assassin buddies. Like, he's a pretty, you know, comparatively, reasonably well-adjusted person, given his line of work.
Yeah.
looking for another one again.
After TVA Man reveals anchor beings cannot be replaced, DP asks, how can I make this right? Like, maybe ask that before making two major assumptions based on nothing and assaulting him and killing his team?
You idiot! Once again, Deadpool is an impulsive, immature, and illogical character at points. This is completely in character for Deadpool, and I'd love for you to try and prove why it's not.
He wants to impress his friends and
Vanessa.
family. Yeah, his friends and Vanessa, his friends and family, into not being an impulsive like jackass. He wants to show them that he's capable of doing good.
Also,
So
he's
he
not
should
like,
put
he... Go on, sorry.
so he should put some more thought into what he's doing.
Yeah, and also he's impulsive and immature. He's not like fucking retarded. Like, he understands that there are ways that he can achieve his goals. A more realistic conclusion, an impulsive conclusion that he might come to is I should go back to the TVA and threaten the guy that clearly knows about all of this shit to explain to me what I need to do to save my universe now that I know that Logan is in fact dead.
Mm-hmm.
That would be way more, because you'll notice that his impulsive decisions are often like, ones that are consequential, make sense in the moment. It makes sense that he is upset with Colossus for, interrupting his interrogation of Francis. It makes sense that he tries to fucking bait out Francis by spelling his name with his henchmen's corpses. It makes sense that he shit talks Cable mid-fight because he believes that he can beat Cable because he's not really, how to say, uh, like,
He's trying to,
wasn't gonna,
he's trying to make him mad. It's like Spider-Man
yeah.
banter. He's trying to distract him, get him to lose
Yeah,
his
also,
cool.
like, yeah, also, and he like just literally doesn't believe that Cable can like deal with him, right? So yeah, uh, with the Juggernaut thing, we've been over that. Like, yeah, all of the things aren't literally completely illogical and make no sense. His assumption that you can just get another Wolverine is like to the core. Why the fuck would you think that? Why would you think that's a better plan than just going back to the TVA and threatening the guy? Because you're going back there anyway with Logan.
Right.
Doesn't make any sense.
He doesn't. Maybe he'll change her mind in these last 25 seconds.
Yeah.
And the last part of his video is literally just him saying that he doesn't like something about, Deadpool's meta knowledge, but he says he doesn't think it's an actual problem with the movie, so I don't really care to respond to it. And Madvocate has another terrible video criticizing Shang-Chi, so if you guys want me to respond to that in the future, let me know in the comments.
I don't think he did, so I don't think they didn't want him to respond to this.
Yeah, I don't think so. I can't imagine why he would. Well, I mean, hey, listen, Shang-Chi was a hit, a crazy successful movie, alright? That's why there's Shang-Chi 2.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm.
it's fucking incredible.
If you enjoyed this video, I would appreciate it if you would become a channel member to get my videos early for as little
Great
as
movie,
$1
that.
a month. Thank you all
Everyone
for
talks about it.
watching, and
Still, to this
Yep.
day.
That was debunking Madvocate's Deadpool and Wolverine review. So, what did you think, guys? What did you think, Jan? Pip Pip 911 says, "Hi, Kino." Hi, Pip Pip 911.
Hello, I need to call fucking 911 because I'm gonna have a stroke. So maybe you can do that for me. That video was fucking retarded.
Yeah. It was pretty bad. Yeah.
I just want to highlight Edge. So Wade is impulsive and desperate enough to look for a new Logan in a new universe, but not desperate enough to physically torture Paradox for information when he's on a silver platter. Yep, absolutely. That's another thing he could do. Even if we are going with, oh, he can't die in the TVA, he could just pop back in, grab him, pop back out, and then threaten to execute him outside of the TVA, so his team doesn't do anything.
True. Chaos Jumper. Ah, yes, Deadpool is clearly strong enough to counteract a die-invulnerable Juggernaut. Wade is clearly stupid not to just pry himself out of Juggernaut's clutches.
Yep.
Yeah.
Makes perfect sense.
Yeah. So yeah, as someone in our Discord channel or server wanted us to respond to that video. It's been a while since I responded to old Copen Colin, so I thought I'd give him the time of day.
Check in on what he's up to.
Yeah. But yeah, other than that, I'm planning another response video to a certain person in in his sphere. I have like 2 pages of script left to record. Should get like a depends on the time, like when I'm scheduled for work, but I could probably get the editing done in a day. I also want to make a video on Spike Lee's newest film, Highest to Lowest. It's a remake of a very good 1960s Japanese film directed by Akira Kurosawa called High and Low. Very good movie. The remake though is pretty bad. I'm going to outline why it's so bad. But yep, what Pip Pip 911? Why do you like picking on the disabled? uh
Well, I mean, if they were fully able, they would be able to do something about us picking on them. So there you go.
Yeah, the weak should fear the strong. That's my
Yeah.
response.
Yes. The lion doesn't concern himself with fucking the rights of disabled people.
But yeah, if you guys have any other videos you want us to react or respond to, let us know in the comments or join our server and let me know. Yeah, this has been a great stream. I had a lot of fun. I'm gonna get some sleep because I worked the night shift and
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh, no.
I need to sleep. So yeah, Jan, do
Alright.
you have any final thoughts?
Not in particular, not about the video. Yeah, I mean, Colin is pretty incompetent at what he does. Do not support people who are incompetent at what they do. Uh, I don't know. I'm just thinking if there's a movie that I watched recently. Don't watch the. Actually, no. Go watch The Conjuring, the new one. It's peak Kino. You need to see it. All right. As a Conjuring enjoyer, it is. It truly is one of the movies of all time.
Yeah.
So I think you'll have a pretty good time if you go see it.
Yeah. I guess go watch one battle after another, the new Paul Thomas Anderson film. He's a great director. He directed films like Magnolia, like Boogie Nights, like There Will Be Blood, like let's see, The Master, Licorice Pizza. I feel like I'm
Can't
forgetting
believe
Phantom
he made a
Thread.
Can't believe he made a theatrical adaptation of the famous Boogie 2988 movie Boogie Nights.
Yes, that's exactly what that film is.
Yes, 100%. Yes, of course. It's the best of his back catalog, really.
Yeah, but this I think One Battle After Another is his most highest budget film. It's a great action film. Uh can't recommend it enough. I enjoyed it. I'll probably talk about it with my buddy Josh on either his or my channel. We'll talk about it. But yeah, that's all I have to say. And have a good one, you guys.
See y'all later. Bye.